Ooh, what are we watching now? So many films, I'm lost. Is this the Cuckolding Queens?
No, this is the 80s glam anal thing. Remember I told you about it with the evil mullet hair salon? Oh my god, and talking of anal.
Yes, the sloppy anal porn.
Do you remember that time we went to that party and Paul ate the wrong thing? And then you had to
Wait,
go...
stop it right there. You haven't told me this story. Oh my god, you have to tell me now. Who's Paul? And what party was this?
Oh. By the way, you bunch of sluts, the Internet Amazon's Rule the World film starts tomorrow. Right now, we're gonna watch the Queer Galactic's Blushing League. And you better pay attention to it because the film is life-changing.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi story about this bunch of queer zombies. One day, they rob a bakery and...
Oh wait, are we recording?
Please take the time to visit podsurvey.com/peasants to complete a short 21-question survey. Participants in the survey will be entered into a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card. The survey can be taken multiple times, so feel free to visit back each month for your chance to enter the drawing. Please help to support the show by using our Amazon links located in the description anytime you purchase anything from Amazon. It's a great way to support the show while just going about your normal business shopping on Amazon.com. Also, check out our storefront for Drunken Peasants recommended merchandise. Patreon pledges of $5 or more will now receive 2 private shows each month. In addition to the private shows, Patreon pledges of $10 or more will receive the Drunken Peasants post show after each episode of the Drunken Peasants, Ben and Billy's monthly shitty movie review, and regular behind-the-scenes vlogs with Ben and Billy. Sign up anytime to catch the future shows as well as past content. If you want to catch the post shows but you're not a patron, click the join link below this video to become a member of the Drunken Peasants channel. In addition to each post show, you'll also get special badges and emojis that you can use in the Drunken Peasants live chat. Streamlabs will be open for the duration of each episode. Click the link below to send us a message. Donations $20 and above will be read out through text-to-speech and will require our immediate attention. All donations below $20 will be read at the end of each segment. Keep an eye out for our weekly Streamlabs goal, which if we meet, we will do an extra show the following week. If you find any content you'd like to see us cover on the show, send it to drunkenpeasantsinbox at gmail.com. All submissions will be reviewed for possible usage in a future episode. Click the Discord link in our description to join the Drunken Peasants Discord. Interact with other Drunken Peasants fans in text and voice chat, as well as the peasants themselves. Visit the Google Play Store and download the Drunken Peasants app to catch the audio version of the show while you're on the road. In addition to the app, the audio-only version of the show is also available through iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, and other audio platforms. That's all we have for now. Enjoy the show.
The Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Say, man, you got a joint? No, you know. It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 496.
Suck it!
Suck it!
496.
That's almost 500. Almost.
Today, we're joined by Marshal Manson, and we got MauLer for the first time. MauLer, tell us about you, since we've never had you on before. Actually, wait a second, and now tell us about you.
Okay. I feel like I'm going to be a bizarre guest, considering I mainly just do film and game reviews, so I don't know if it ties in very well with everything you guys do, but hey, I've been watching this show since it started, and dropped off, I think, I can't remember if it was around, it's between 300 and 400, because I literally just ran out of time, and I actually started to generate my own channel, but I can't say that, you guys haven't been inspirational with, I've actually got kind of my own podcast, and a couple of people have compared it to you guys' style. We literally just comment on, like, video essays on the YouTube spectrum, while you guys do a little bit more of a different thing. But yeah, it's really cool to be here, so Thanks for having me on.
We comment on the autistic spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah. On the actual spectrum. You know, there's a radio station on Sirius XM called The Spectrum.
Really?
Yeah.
What do they play?
They play like 80s and 90s rock music.
Okay.
Like popular rock music from
Like
the 80s
Meatloaf?
and 90s. You know, I didn't really listen to it enough to know exactly what was on it.
The
I just thought it was funny.
spectrum. Yeah, I don't
So
know.
we have a private show tomorrow. Anyone who's not a patron right now, if you want to sign up and become a patron between now and then, you can catch the private show. Also,
We're going to be going over some top secret information about
yeah. We don't even want. Yeah. We don't even want to tease that.
You have to tune in. I'm excited.
So what's new with Marshal Manson?
Yeah.
I'm hurt, Ben.
Why are you
I have
hurt?
to tell you, I'm quite hurt.
Why are you hurt?
I've been making music for this show since April 2017, and this is my first appearance ever.
Yeah. I had
So
you on
this
the
is your
altered
first?
perspective of. I had him on
Yes,
altered
this is my
perspective
first time
a
on
few
TV.
times.
I've been on Tap though. It's always a fun time on Tap. But yeah, this is my first. Well, maybe I was on a private show. I think.
I think you were.
Yeah, but as far as the normal show goes, this is my first time.
Well, if you're hurt, I'll be the first one to offer to kiss your boo-boo.
Kiss my boo.
I'll kiss
Where's
your
he
boo-boo.
hurt?
Where are you hurt?
It's
I'll
on my
kiss-
penis.
Do that on the internet. That's
Oh,
ridiculous.
no.
It's on my
Okay,
penis,
I'll
man. I'm
suck
sorry.
out the poison, Marshall. I really enjoy
And we
your
got even
songs.
closer to the goal.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so now we're 64% of the way to the goal. We still have 3 days.
Y'all trying to
left
make
go.
me
So
y'all trying to make
and
me
we're-
work extra days.
We're already going to do a bonus episode this week.
Yeah.
So this will decide if we do one again next week.
We're going to be in
How many days in a row are we doing
today,
shows?
tomorrow,
Private
Saturday.
show. Saturday.
So, yeah,
bonus
tomorrow's
show.
private show. Saturday bonus show. Sunday we're gonna have our Thanksgiving episode on Sunday because I want to actually go eat dinner. Ben was like, "Do you want to do a Thanksgiving?" And
Well,
I'm
I
like,
didn't
I'm like,
know.
Ben, no, I want to eat dinner. So we're doing it Sunday, and then we'll be back after the holidays. I think Saturday we have another one planned. If this
I'll tell
goes
you
through,
what.
right?
If we can legit get the Patreon above 5,000, I don't even care if you won't do it. I'll do a 24-hour show where I just sit and look like a fucking zombie.
You'll do a 24-hour show at
I'll just do
5K.
it. I'll just do, yeah. I'll just
Well,
do
I'll
it.
tell you what. If you want to do that, I'll bring in my best friends, and you know how great my friends are. In,
Oh, God.
In live shows, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Ben's
God.
regretting this now.
Yeah. I could probably stay up for 24 hours, you know.
I could, but I'm gonna have to do some crystal methamphetamine.
Well, I've got something else that's legal for me to take that'll help me stay up all night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I should go get diagnosed with. I need some of that. I've never had Adderall. I bet you it's really good.
I don't know what you Adderall.
Adderall.
What's that?
I don't know. That's what one of my ex-girlfriends used to take, and she'd be able to drink for like 3 days straight, no sleep, because she'd drink and have Adderall. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
so unlike the last time where I was really tired, now you know I'm getting in better shape and I have Adderall. So whatever.
Yeah,
I'll stay up for 24 hours. I've already done it a few times since I've been taking Adderall.
I was morbidly obese back then. Now I'm just basically obese.
You say morbidly obese?
Yeah, I think that's how it's
obese.
pronounced. Yeah, obese.
Beautiful.
Morbidly obese.
Is everybody drinking today, or am I going to be the only one on that front?
I could drink.
You know what? I could turn on 9/11 mode, but I can only do it for 4. I'll do it 4 times. So if we get 4 9/11s, I'll do 4 shots of some liquor. But I have to draw the line at that. I used to just do them until people would stop giving money. Now I have to use a little more restraint.
Didn't you used to get drunk every episode in like the very beginning of the show?
Yeah, pretty much. And then I
Those
was
were
like,
the younger days.
Yeah.
yeah,
I saw the Right Opinion episode. He was like drinking alone, I believe. That poor man. My
Yeah.
fellow Brit left dry with his friends.
I loved that. I loved how
he,
wasted he got.
started to lose his mind towards the.
But he's come over to our side. He lives, over on our side now.
Yeah.
So he's one of
did.
us.
One of us.
You guys gonna meet up in some way?
He's all the way on the other
Didn't
side
we
of the
meet
country.
up with him at VidCon?
Did we?
I thought so. Yeah.
We did?
He did go. He did go.
Oh, so we did meet him.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I was really wasted.
I was sober. The last time I got drunk was on this show, so like there's that. I quit drinking. I'm a sweet boy now. Last time I got so drunk I vomited everywhere, and for some reason
You didn't have a bucket, so you just puked all over yourself.
luckily I am the bucket.
That's completely normal.
Yeah. So, we'll do a 24-hour. If before the end of this month, at any point, we get over 5,000 on Patreon, I will do a 24-hour show before the end of next month at some point. And I can't promise it'll be wonderful. I'll have to line people up.
I can promise
I
it'll
will
be wonderful.
It will?
It will be wonderful.
We get Joey in here?
I mean,
He wasn't allowed last time.
Joey's banned. He came to the last one too. And,
yeah, I know.
And you had to slam his foot in the door.
Yeah, what a piece of shit.
Excellent. We'll have a campfire. Wait.
No,
Wait.
we can't have a fire inside.
Yeah, I just thought about because I've been thinking about the campfire in California. It's very sad, but then I was like,
then why do we have to have one?
Because I was thinking how fun it would be to do like a special thing, but then the campfire was the first thing that came to mind because of the terrible campfire. We can't do that. Maybe we could roast a pig or something. That's keto.
A pig is keto.
I think.
Yeah,
Unless you cover it in sauce.
In sauce.
Are you doing keto?
Yeah, Billy's doing keto. He's lost like 180 pounds. I do kind of a keto diet. Oh shit! It looks like our stream is buffering for people.
Buffer.
Oh, we just got a 911 from Mr. Six Figs.
Damn.
How's the stream looking on your phone? Did it buffer?
No.
Looks
like it's back
it's moving. Yeah, it's moving.
I hate when that shit happens. It just happens for no reason lately. All right. Fuck. Okay, I have to. We're doing a really long intro bullshit banter thing at the beginning of this show. We're gonna have to get into it soon, but I have to get a bottle and a shot glass.
We kind of needed to get things off our chest, like Marshall had to speak up.
I'm sorry, Marshall. Yeah. I appreciate your contributions.
I'll never forgive you.
If it makes you feel,
I'm emo. I'm crushed.
The DP Underground version that you did, that's the DP Underground theme now.
Yeah,
I play it at the beginning of every stream.
If it makes you feel any better, you've been a part of this show this entire time without being on it. Like, you're a big part of the show.
Yeah, I had my little kayfabe fit, but like honestly, I'm really appreciative of all the promotion the show has given me over the years. I really am.
Well,
and it feels good to finally be on it.
I can speak for Ben because Ben basically co-signs whatever I say all the time. That's why he always agrees with me. We're very glad that you found your way here and do what you do, because it's very entertaining, and I think the entire community enjoys when you do what you do, because it's just that good.
It's that good shit, dude. That good pussy.
It's that good pussy.
How inappropriate. This is a channel for children.
Yeah.
Is it? I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure.
Don't say pussy, kids.
Even though
It's
our
bad.
sponsors in the beginning from that podcast were talking about anal and stuff, I was like, what a good way to kick off this episode with the porn star podcast. I think they're all porn stars.
This is the first time anyone's watching it. That might just be so confusing to try and understand what the hell is going on. Maybe that's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Phil Oliver Holes in the patron-only chat asks, is Billy a cuckold daddy? I don't think so. I don't know. Am I?
I feel like you would know. If you were, you would know.
I feel like I'm not then.
So I turned on 9/11 mode so MauLer wouldn't feel alone, because by the end of the show, he'll be, a blithering drunken fool.
I'm a very coherent drunk.
So am I. I win
alcohol.
trivia contests while I'm drunk. But sometimes I do take it to the next level, and then I totally forget what happened.
I was looking at the episode we did on your channel for New Year's Eve from the beginning of this year.
Another 9/11?
Oh, damn, Ben.
How many have come in? Let me look.
This is the second, I believe.
Finish what you were saying.
I was looking at the New Year's Eve episode that we did on your channel from the beginning of this year, and there's like a scene where we're talking about New Year's resolutions and weight loss and stuff, and I'm sitting there sipping a champagne, and my face is so fat.
Yeah, dude,
So
your face.
fat.
Dude, I've got that picture of you next to my little dog, and she looks so small next to you. All right, here's shot number 1.
Bottoms up.
And while I do shot number 1, we're gonna play the intro. All right, so that's one out of the way. It's Tequila Blanco.
Hey.
That's what did Billy in when he vomited all over himself.
I did 4 shots in a row, and bleh, everywhere.
All right, so
I can still taste it. Actually, I think with the smell of the aroma coming off your breath. I don't know if it's your breath or the bottle being open.
It's probably both.
Yeah, it's like.
We've got some actual articles here, and since we have someone from the UK here.
Oh no.
You can tell us what you think of this, because I don't even know what to say about it. About Brexit in general, it doesn't affect.
What can you say? It's a complete mess. There's nothing about it that's coherent anymore. Nobody knows what the hell's going on.
So so apparently getting out of the EU is not easy.
We're trying to escape. And had no luck so far.
Especially when you're one of the more wealthy countries in the EU. Well, I guess the one thing that's easy about it is that you don't use their money. You still use your own money. Yeah. Could you imagine if Germany wanted to leave or something?
When the Brexit when it got voted in, the pound dropped like more significantly than a long time, and like Britain started panicking because the pound is like one of the most high value pieces of currency,
yes.
In comparison, right?
Yeah.
And when it dropped, people were like, "Oh God, everything's dead and over." But now, especially, I'm assuming you guys know a bit about Article 11 and 13.
Yes, the internet laws that were passed.
There are British YouTubers who are now, maybe they were anti-Brexit, who are now like, man, if Brexit stops us from having to deal with those retarded articles, then maybe it's not so bad after all. If anyone's curious, I really don't know enough about Brexit to know what's best for the country. Like I just try and take it as I go with what the pros and cons are. But all I know is that it's been completely fucked up by everyone involved. Let's just say that. Even commentators, who knows what's going on.
The only thing I can say is, as a traveler, the EU is great because I can just travel from country to country while I'm in Europe.
I want to visit some friends I have in Germany and Sweden, but I know that if this shit happens, this is what I mean. There's pros and cons. For example, my entire family are very anti-Brexit, and when they asked me if I was like, I don't even know, to be honest, because there's some stuff in the EU that is really not good. There's some stuff that is good, and I'm just curious about what is actually happening. And then this stuff happened on top of everything else, and you're just like, as a Brit, you're just like, can you just tell me when it's done and what's going to happen?
Already reeling from a string of protests and resignations, British Prime Minister Theresa May is fighting for more than the draft Brexit deal she has negotiated with the European Union. With a mutiny afoot within her own Conservative Party, the Prime Minister may be battling for her political life as well. Her political life?
Do they mean career?
Yeah, her career, that's fair. Regrettably, the draft withdrawal agreement presented to Parliament today has turned out to be worse than anticipated and fails to meet the promises given to the nation by the Prime Minister, either on her own account or on behalf of us all in the Conservative Party manifesto, Jacob Rees-Mogg
So
said
when does she
letter.
come up for re-election?
Isn't the theory that there's going to be a vote of no confidence soon?
Yeah, they're saying right there, requesting a vote of no confidence in May, on May. Yeah, not in May. Her name is May. Derp. Rees-Mogg leads the European Research Group, a hardline faction within the Conservative Party that has pushed for as much distance as possible between Britain and the EU. At least 2 other Conservative members of Parliament, Henry Smith and Cheryl Murray, submitted letters of no confidence Thursday. So letter of no confidence, does that oust them, or does it just oust the idea?
I mean, it'll just be the sort of like, does everyone agree that we need to boot her out? And pretty much, I think everybody will be, because people on her side and the opposition just don't think she's doing anything.
Yeah.
It seems like it's easier to get rid of the prime minister than it is to get rid of the president.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, way easier.
I was
out of curiosity, because it's just something I read on like some weird article, but like, do you guys know anything about this? Because I figured you would. Is Hillary actually planning on running in 2020?
Man, she's talking about it.
It's a rumor.
Yeah.
It's a rumor.
There's nothing official.
That will be hilarious.
We'll know for sure about a year from now when they make their official, bid for the candidacy of their party.
I hope she does. I hope she does, and I hope she loses again. It'll be funny.
That's what I'm saying. Like, her against Trump again? Like,
well,
she
I'll
will
tell you
lose
what.
again.
If they put Nancy Pelosi back in, there's a good chance they'll take Hillary again, because they just keep going back to the same people, keeping them in power.
They don't learn their lesson.
Right.
The Democratic Party should have learned their lesson this last election, that people just aren't going to deal with their corruption anymore, and they're looking for they wanted so badly something different that they voted for Trump, a guy they hated.
I didn't.
They really
I went even further to the left.
They need some young talent. They need some youthful talent. And
I like Tulsi Gabbard. I really hope she runs.
What about Bernie? Is he planning anything?
Bernie is
I have to really like his VP.
I know he's like dust almost, but I mean,
happy birthday.
If I
Reno.
really liked his VP, I would vote for Bernie, because that's probably going to be my president, if we're being honest.
I mean, I would vote for Bernie.
We just got a whole bunch all at once.
Yeah.
Like Streamlabs gave us 3 all at once.
Damn.
Oh, there's another 9/11. Oh my God.
Another 9/11.
Don't die, Ben.
And you know what? After we're done talking about Brexit, I'm going to read these Streamlabs because they're about Brexit.
Yeah.
So we'll get to those in a moment here. But yeah, this was a tweet. I don't know who Henry Smith is. Is he a member of Parliament or something?
I'm afraid I don't know that
MP?
either.
What's MP mean? He's obviously.
I should know that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Damn it, man! You're supposed to be an expert.
I just don't like this shit. It gets so tiresome, you know. I way prefer talking about Star Wars. That's my curse.
Oh.
You know, I find the vote of no confidence in Star Wars more interesting than Theresa May's, just because we've been waiting for this for ages. She's been shit. Like,
I like watching the cringy videos of her dancing.
Well,
They make me happy.
imagine what it's like then. For this happened to me. Imagine like being just old enough to remember going to see Return of the Jedi in the actual theater when it came out, and then waiting forever for new Star Wars movies to come out, and then those movies are the prequels that came out in the early 2000s.
What was your initial feeling like walking out of the theater when you saw The Phantom Menace?
That one was fucking terrible, and it lowered my expectations to the point where I thought the third one was way better than it actually was.
Well, the third one was easily the best of the three
was.
prequels. So
it's almost a toss up between the first and the second one, which is
worse.
Like equally bad. Yeah,
I like the second one better than the first.
Am I alone here in saying that I think the Last Jedi is worse than all the prequels?
I don't think it's worse than the prequels.
You're definitely alone.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's fine.
I've kind of tuned out to it.
This is how alone, or at least this is how much I disagree with that. I think The Last Jedi might be the best Star Wars movie since Empire Strikes Back.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah, he likes shit movies, and the thing about him is he wasn't a film buff until like the last how many years?
No, I loved American Pie. I watched it like 13 times in theaters. I'm a film buff. I just don't watch, like I started watching film around Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, and I just
No.
grew from there.
You just keep naming these fucked up movies.
But no, the Last Jedi is actually far more nuanced than anybody notices. It's going to deliver in the third movie.
All right.
Oh my.
I don't know.
I'm
I don't
going
have
to-
enough faith in them to tie it up nicely in the next movie. Maybe they will. Maybe you'll be right. I don't know.
I'm hoping they
I was
do.
just going to say that. So you rewind by like a year, and Last Jedi is coming out in 2 months, I think. And I've only been doing game reviews on my channel at that point, and I hated that film so much I couldn't resist making a rant online, and that's what skyrocketed my channel. Just ripping into that film. It's I think it's a special kind of awful.
I'm gonna read these Streamlabs here.
We should go toe to toe sometime about that because I think
Sure,
I think I can change your mind.
Well, I'll ask you a question as soon as I'm done reading these. Hypothesis for 9/11. It shouldn't come as a surprise that what is it? Remoaner like Theresa May would fuck up Brexit.
A remoaner?
I don't know what a remoaner is, if that's a thing.
REMOANER. Oh my God, that's a huge.
And a strong anti-corruption stand.
That's a huge super chat.
I might have to make my own party and run for offices in my area.
Thomas Muldorf, make your own party.
Yeah.
Run for office.
Sean.
Orifice.
Oh, hold on. Reno, $5. It's my birthday. Give me some love, you neckbeard cucks.
Happy birthday, you cleanly shaven
Sean
alpha male.
Stacks, $10. I'm a patron again, finally. Welcome back. We need you. We need you now more than ever. The private show's tomorrow. Become a patron. Help us get to 5,000. We get to 5,000. A 24-hour show will happen no matter what. It just has to happen.
Oh, my God.
Yep. I'll make it happen. Yes. I'll be fucking like tweaked out of my mind all night. I mean, if you want the tweaker, the BENPAI tweaker stream, I guess that's what you'll get.
Just tweaking.
Yeah. But legally tweaking.
Legal tweaks, yeah.
Of course.
It really is too. Ollie, $10. Brexit is ultimately good for Britons. See Article 13. Albeit it's just a drop in the ocean, but it has been sabotaged by establishment politicians. Ben and Billy, you're based as fuck. Love from Poland.
I love the Polish.
Yeah, they were celebrating their 100th year as a free nation. That was also the anniversary of the end of World War One. It was Veterans Day.
Armistice Day?
Is that what they call it?
Oh, yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, Poland became a sovereign nation at that point. Sean Stacks for 9/11, finish his liver. And that was for me.
So that was the fourth 9/11 mode?
Yep, cheers.
Damn. Ben's liver is dunzo. Oh, I can't even think about having 4 shots of tequila like that.
Get a mechanical liver.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want like Star Trek where they can like beam out your old liver while they simultaneously beam in a new one at the same time.
You're a special kind of alcoholic when you think of Star Trek and what you want is a new liver.
Dude, there's an episode. All right, now I'm going to get into it. There's an episode of Star Trek where they find this thing floating around in space and they go in it and it's a bunch of people that have been cryogenically frozen for like over 100 years. Okay? So like some company back in the day shot a bunch of people into space that paid a lot of money to cryogenically freeze them there. And they find them and some of the tanks have failed, but they find a few people that are like can be revived.
Salvageable.
Yeah. And the one guy has like a totally deteriorated liver.
Ooh.
And they're like, it's hard to believe this guy would what do they say? Riker says it. He's like, it's hard to believe that someone that hated life so much would cryogenically freeze himself to keep living. And then they unthaw them, and all the other one, like the one guy's a total asshole. The other woman's totally depressed, but the guy with the fucked up liver just wants to like drink and party and play guitar and like He's one of the funniest people in the whole episode. He's like, why don't we find ourselves a couple of low mileage pit wolfies while we're at it?
What are low mileage pit wolfies? What does that mean?
Just nod and go ahead with that.
No,
you know.
Damn it.
You know, you're talking about the beaming, liver out and back in. You guys watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Yes, I love that fucking show.
Do you remember the conversation that Skinny Pete has with I forget the guy's
the other
name.
meth head?
They talk about how like in a pie eating contest they're beaming out the pies so that they can keep eating more and more of them until it beams out his stomach. And
It was Badger and Skinny Pete, right?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Beaming out the pie
My
contest.
car almost got towed because of Breaking Bad because they were trying to film it. I went to my doctor's office and they were filming Breaking Bad in a cafe like that was connected to the same building as my doctor's office, and I didn't realize they were filming that day. So I parked my car there, and like as soon as I was coming out from the end of my appointment, they were like, dude, we almost towed your car because we're filming here right now. Yeah, and it was Breaking Bad, like the final season. I lived in Albuquerque the whole time Breaking Bad was being filmed, so I used to see it all the time.
Pretty cool. I hate to backtrack, but I wanted to ask you, like, would you actually do that? Would you cryogenically freeze yourself?
If I knew it would
being
work,
revived in the future, because there are programs that offer that now to freeze yourself, and yeah, you can freeze yourself now in the hopes that eventually the technology will be there to revive you.
what's your shelf? Okay, let's say I'm perfectly healthy and I just want to take a nap for the next 100 years and wake up in 100 years. Could they do that when they guarantee I wouldn't die in the process? And how much would I age?
What's the guarantee? Yeah. 100 years from now, nobody's going to give a shit.
I don't know then.
It's just like the hope. Like, let's say you're getting old, right? And it's the hope that maybe one day you might get a second chance. They might have the technology where they can bring you back and fucking you could live again.
What if but
you have to be terminally ill to get frozen?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what's more interesting to me is like, what if I'm still decently healthy and I just want to play time traveler and I want to make it seem like I'm going to sleep today and waking up tomorrow and it's 100 years from now,
I'd say if you have the money, they'd probably let you.
Yeah, with my luck, I would pay for that, and then there'd be like a total societal collapse, and I'd just die anyway.
There will be,
the economy collapses the next day.
And people just like salvage the pieces of my cryogenic tomb.
Yeah, American Brexit happens and all the
American Brexit.
Would you not miss Billy and everyone else though if you're going to do that?
Well, I think we'd still have his.
Who's
frozen...
Billy? Oh, this guy.
Whoa. I think we'd still have his frozen body in the top screen though. We just have
It'd be like can I be like Han frozen in the... Yeah.
That'll be the 24-hour episode. It'll be Frozen You, Wallace,
Frozen in Carbonite Ben,
me puking.
Scientists
Still
discover how to
able to actually control the podcast too.
upload knowledge to your brain.
Oh, they figured this out. Oh, damn. Feeding knowledge directly into your brain, just like in sci-fi classic The Matrix, could soon take as much effort as falling asleep, scientists believe. Researchers claim to have developed a simulator which can feed information directly into a person's brain and teach them new skills in a shorter amount of time, comparing it to life imitating art. They believe it could be the first steps in developing advanced software that will make Matrix-style instant learning a reality. In the neo-noir sci-fi classic, protagonist Neo is able to learn kung fu in seconds after the martial art is uploaded straight to his brain. Researchers from HRL Laboratories based in California say they have found a way to amplify learning only on a much smaller scale than seen in the Hollywood film. They studied the electric signals in the brain of a trained pilot and then fed the data into novice subjects as they learned the task 33% better than a placebo group. Our system is one of the first of its kind. It's a brain simulation system, explained Dr. Matthew Phillips. It sounds kind of sci-fi, but there's a large scientific basis for the development of our system. The specific task we were looking at was piloting an aircraft, which requires a synergy of both cognitive and motor performance. When you learn something, your brain physically changes. Connections are made and strengthened in a process called neuroplasticity. Okay.
I could see this having uses for the military, like uploading training into soldiers.
Language?
Not
The
having
thing
to
is, you
send-
need the muscle development as well, though, right? And
Yeah.
muscle memory.
But well, what about something like like comprehending a language or something like that?
Yeah.
That'd
Would you
be
again,
useful.
though, with language, need to actually speak it to know how,
Not-
like your
not
tongue and
necessarily. I mean, if you can read it, you could find a way to speak it, right?
Yeah.
What about things like computer programming, or sign language or whatever, anything.
You could go to college, and instead of having to sit through years of courses, they can just upload it to your brain.
Yeah. So all of a sudden you're an engineer instantly.
Doesn't the beginning part say that it doesn't actually? It's not like specifically like way faster. It
That's
says
why
something
it's
about,
quotes.
Yeah.
comparing it to life in a shorter amount of time. I wonder if they're saying that because it's like only like 90% of the time. It's like, oh,
I wonder if you could upload happiness to somebody's mind. Like,
actually, it's funny you say that. Any of you guys watched the new Doctor Who series when it first came out, the one with Christopher Eccleston and all that?
yeah.
I just want to point out that no matter how he does it, Billy somehow finds out how to talk about penis during an episode.
It's a sonic screwdriver, Benjamin.
There's an episode where they go to a planet that like has emotions that you can like stick onto people or whatever, and they'll just feel it. And like they say that they released bliss as an emotion, and it basically like killed the population because everybody got obsessed with it. And like I just figured that would be an interesting thing if they actually managed to introduce happiness artificially, that people would just lose their minds gunning for it.
Well, I feel like it wouldn't even just be artificial happiness.
You know what? I forgot the question I was going to ask you too.
Oh.
The Star Wars question.
Oh.
Do you think Mark Hamill liked The Last Jedi?
Yes.
Is that directed at both of us or just me?
Sure, both of you, but I'm going to say I'm not talking about the paycheck. I'm talking about
I think
character development.
I think at first
of his character.
At first he disagreed with it, right? But after they filmed it, he was like, you know what? Rian Johnson's a genius.
While he was cashing the check.
No, maybe.
He felt bad because he kind of shit on the movie to the run-up, and then after, when everyone's like, yeah, look, even Mark Hamill doesn't like it, they're like, dude, you got to stop talking shit about this movie. Like,
or we'll sue you.
I think he didn't get
I think it's a big combination of all those things. Like, I don't think he thinks that Luke should have gone the way he did. I still don't think he thinks that at all. But I think he thinks that the film was good. Like, I think that he enjoyed his time with the people on it. I think that he thinks it's a good production. There's no reason for him to hate it beyond the fact that he doesn't like what they did with Luke. Which, should we treat him as an authority on Luke Skywalker? I suppose we should over other people because he actually plays the character. But he does say several times, it's not his, it belongs to the writers.
Yeah.
So whether or not what they did with Luke was a good thing shouldn't necessarily be judged by whether or not Mark approves of it. But I mean, it's telling that he said so much that so many fans agree with now after the film came out.
But that's because fans don't understand the nuance of this film. Like,
all right, I'm moving on. Trump attacks MauLer probe.
All right, we have breaking news here, and I want to stipulate we do not read every one of the president's tweets out loud.
Out loud is because when I first watched this video, I was like, yes, you do, CNN, you do read every one of his tweets. But then he was like, out loud.
Didn't they pick on CNN for that like years ago? That they have so much more coverage of Trump, and that's what helped him win. Was just
I mean, it did give him more attention. Yeah.
However, this morning he is writing about things that get to the breaking news of the day, which is his mood and his fixations and his preoccupations, including with the Mueller investigation. He did meet with his lawyers extensively Monday and Tuesday. This is what the president just wrote. The inner workings of the Mueller investigations are a total mess. They have found no collusion and have gone absolutely nuts. They are screaming and shouting at people, horribly threatening them to come up with answers they want. They are a disgrace to our nation and don't care how many lives they ruin. These are angry people.
How many lives the ruin?
Including the highly conflicted Bob Mueller, who worked for Obama for 8 years. He didn't, by the way. They won't even look at all the bad acts and crimes on the other side. A total witch hunt like no other in American history.
No other in American history? What about literal witch hunts?
What about Martin Shkreli?
Oh, come on, dude.
Total witch hunt. Ken Starr. He was the independent counsel.
Okay, but look who they bring on. This is Ken Starr, and he was the guy who investigated Clinton.
Witch hunted the cummy dress.
Yep. So this is an interesting perspective
Counsel
to get.
led that investigation into President Bill Clinton and is the author of the book Contempt, a memoir of the Clinton investigation. Also with us, a CNN chief legal analyst, Jeffrey Toobin.
So he's pushing a book too.
Ken, you didn't have it easy as independent counsel, and you were attacked. However,
It's not a great job.
When you read that diatribe, the vitriol from the president this morning, how does it strike you?
Well, it's over the top. It is rhetorical hyperbole, shall we say. Now, Bob Mueller is an honorable guy. I've expressed concern about some of the people around Bob Mueller, but I have confidence in his integrity and his professionalism. So I respectfully but firmly disagree with the tweet.
And is it the type of thing a president should be writing?
Listen to these leading questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the type of thing a president should
Well, it is now, right? Like
It is now
There's
'cause
no
he's the
way.
president.
There's no way our next president is going to be able to go back to the way that presidents acted before.
I mean,
right?
they might choose
Exactly.
I don't think we'll
I
vote
wonder
somebody like that.
If you told us just 5 years ago that CNN would be analyzing tweets, how we'd react to
Yeah.
that? Like, if we'd be like,
See,
that's ridiculous.
but that's the
Like,
thing about like, you don't know what they're going to do until after they're already elected. So we can't say,
Yeah.
oh, this guy doesn't tweet. We're not going to vote for him.
I don't think we're going to elect somebody who's not got their finger on the pulse of social media. I feel like we have to have somebody who is willing to say things.
I hope we don't anymore. I
hope
that's
so
insane.
too.
I don't think
But
it's very
I don't think we
presidential.
live in
think
the world anymore. I
president,
think we've
has
opened
been
that can of
told countless times by those who support so many of his policies.
I like his neck
and I'm
vagina.
You want to bang his neck vagina?
Among that
yeah.
group. Please
Is that
stop
one of those
it.
can't unsee things now? That's what you've done.
I'm really worried about having one of those. Since I've lost all this weight, like I do think I'm gonna have like a.
Yeah, and you can't grow a beard to cover it up, dude.
My neck vagina. I'm gonna have to just get it removed.
You get a lifestyle lift.
A
what they-
lifestyle lift?
Scarf.
A scarf. Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
You're not stapled back like Alan Rickman.
He's in Washington, D.C. I like how they say Washington. They mean D.C. Look how fucking cold it looks there. And look at the weather in Detroit, too. How the fuck is it the same temperature in Detroit as it is in Houston at the same time? That blows my fucking mind.
Well, they're the same. They're the cold snap of the mid zone, right? The same-
Detroit is so much further north.
Yeah, but
Detroit is like parts of Detroit are further north than parts of the Canadian border.
Huh.
Yeah.
Doing yourself any good, and you're certainly not helping the country. But he listens to
Hey,
his
there
own
you go.
counsel, and he's been a pretty
Oh,
successful
there
guy.
you go.
What the fuck happened with that?
I think that might have been a little bit of
Was that a fuck up?
an accident. I don't
Maybe
know.
they just refreshed it.
All right, I want to point one thing out, Jeffrey, about the language here. The very first sentence he says, or the inner workings of the Mueller investigation are a total mess. I would note that over the last week, he has his guy, Acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker, overseeing.
This is the problem with the 24-hour news cycle, too, is they should just be able to not talk about this until something actually happens.
Yeah.
Like,
it comes across a bit embarrassing, doesn't it? It's like, guys, we're talking about a tweet. Like,
It
I
would-
suppose.
Well, you got to
if it was
figure.
like a really bad tweet. Fair enough.
Yes.
You got to figure every single channel has a showrunner for their primetime news network, right? They have a showrunner. That showrunner has to make the decisions that'll keep people watching their channel versus
You know
the
what's
other
so
channels.
fucked up? The news station's dream come true would be like another 9/11 type thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause- Oh my God! You know their ratings were probably the highest they've ever been ever.
You
when
ever
that
watch
shit
Newsroom on HBO?
No.
It's got the guy from Dumb and Dumber, Jeff
Daniels?
Jeff Daniels.
He's from Michigan.
Really?
Yeah, I can't trust
Michigan.
him.
Yeah.
He's like
I knew
the-
there was something off about that dude.
He plays the main anchor. It's written by Aaron Sorkin, so it's very dialogue heavy driven, but it shows like the workings of a newsroom and how they have to choose their stories. And I think Aaron Sorkin wanted to write like the perfect newsroom and expose how other newsrooms operate and how you could operate above the bias. And it's really an interesting show. I think it had 3 seasons, but
I'm not saying CNN wanted 9/11 to happen. I'm saying, as far as ratings go, it was a dream come true for them.
Yeah. They exploited the fuck out of that tragedy. And you know what? One day there will be another, as unfortunate as it is, one day there will be another tragedy like 9/11, most likely. And they will fucking jump on it. They'll use it to their benefit. They'll use it to get
they
all the
already
eyes on them.
have. You know, I mean, the truth is, okay, so like 9/11, it's kind of a different thing, but I mean, there's already been tragedies that they've exploited, and I'm not just talking about like mass shootings and stuff. I mean, like the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Talking about how many people died in those, how many soldiers and how many civilians died. That was exploited for years. That was the majority of their coverage for over a decade. Was what was going on in the desert on the other side of the world.
I was talking to Keemstar last night.
Yeah,
he runs Drama Alert. It's
no, really?
Drama. It's
What's
drama.
that? Never
it's
heard
a
of
drama.
it. Really?
For those that don't know,
okay,
it's a drama news network, right? On YouTube drama. So it's not like
what's it called again?
CNN. It's Drama Alert.
Oh,
all right. So he's sitting there. He's like, dude, there's no news right now. I wish somebody would just. Like he's like hoping for a tragedy, a YouTube tragedy. He's like, why can't
Jake Paul blow his brains out?
Yeah, there's something. He's just sitting there waiting, and that's what all.
Why can't Logan Paul blow Jake Paul's brains out?
Why can't Logan Paul blow Jake Paul?
Well, I mean, look how desperate they are. They've got some guy being like, if we look at the language in the first few sentences here of the tweet, we can see that
right,
just extrapolate all this stuff and you just sit there like, man.
This is the desperation of the news now because they don't have people running planes into buildings. They don't have crazy guerrilla warfare in the desert on the other side of the world. They don't have this shit as much anymore. So this is it now. Donald Trump, former Apprentice star, now president, tweeted this today. He fucked a couple whores and paid them to keep their mouth shut. Film at 11. You know what they always say? Breaking news. It's always we got some breaking news now. Donald Trump took a shit and smeared it on someone's upper lip. Like, what?
The ice cream scoops, man. The ice cream scoops.
You got to do the news every day, right? Like
it didn't used to be that way.
Yeah. Now, but
I
now
don't know
we're
about everyone else, but like Trump doesn't shock me anymore. When he tweets some dumb shit, it's just like, oh, Trump tweeted some dumb shit. So this doesn't work for me. Like all this, what did Trump tweet today? I don't care. He could tweet the most insane shit. I wouldn't even care anymore.
I feel like the only thing he could tweet that would get a rise out of me is when he admits there's aliens on Earth and they've been hiding them. Like, I'd be like, okay.
Here's another Trump one. Hold on.
President Trump showcasing what would be the most
NBC News.
sweeping prison reform agreement in decades.
Oh, yeah. This is the one. Okay. This is finally Trump playing to both sides right now.
And if it passes, one of the biggest bipartisan laws of his administration.
Americans from across the political spectrum can unite around prison reform legislation that will reduce crime while giving our fellow citizens a chance at redemption.
The deal would loosen restrictions on certain federal mandatory minimum sentences.
Which were a mistake. Like, mandatory minimum sentences ignored all nuance of how someone got 2 strikes or whatever it was, you know, or how someone had, 20 pounds of weed or whatever. And then they would just be like, the judge didn't even have a say in it. It was like, sorry, you've been convicted of this crime. Now you must serve 20 years because it says you have to serve 20 years.
Give judges more discretion to sentence people who've committed minor crimes in the past, and extend a 2010 law that could help federal drug offenders serving disproportionately long sentences.
We're just putting a lot of people in jail for a long period of time.
This was not something, I'm sorry, this was not part of Republican rhetoric, 10 years ago.
I think need to be back out on the streets.
Rhetoric is this?
Sorry.
Like, what party does this belong to exactly? Who's happy about this?
Both sides wanted this. This is something very rare these days.
It's working.
Can we
The
thank
rollout
Kanye
comes
for
exactly
this?
a week after
No.
Jeff
Kanye went to
Sessions
the
was
fucking
fired as
no?
Attorney General.
I'm sorry.
He opposed-
We have to thank Kanye for this. Kanye made this a public issue.
many of these changes, and so do a handful
Before
of conservative
Article 13,
lawmakers.
it was Amendment 13.
The White
And
House
who brought
points
it
to
up?
support from law
Kanye.
enforcement groups like the Fraternal Order of Police.
Just wait till Cringe raps.
Dozens of
The
celebrities
Fraternal
also
Order
backed
of
the
the
plan,
Police.
including Kanye West. The president's billing this agreement as bipartisan,
Thank
but
you.
no Democrats appeared at tonight's
Thank
event. As for timing,
Fuck Kanye.
Republican leaders suggest it may
Hope he
not come up
dies.
for a
Kim
vote until
Kardashian
early next
fucks
year.
Kanye.
NBC News.
My future president. Hopefully, The
Have some
Rock
respect
beats
for your
him.
for future President Kanye.
I feel like if The
What
Rock
about
ran for
Oprah? Is
president,
that
he
still a
would
thing?
win.
Is she planning on?
I think she said she wouldn't run.
Oprah wouldn't run?
Dude, I saw something like, yeah, dude, The Rock could totally win. Like, I would have thought it would.
I think he should.
Oh yes, he could.
He should.
First of all, he'd get the female vote.
Dude, he'd get the
down.
male vote. I bet you The Rock would be the first president to get every single state.
He would get the
Oh my
mi-
god! Now
Well,
that you
here's-
said that, I want to see it. I want to see it
Well,
happen.
here's the thing. I think he would easily get the female vote against Trump. He would get the female vote. He would get the minority vote because he's half black, just like Obama, and he's not white at all. He's not white at all. And the charisma, dude. He would rap.
Every debate would be a wreck. He would
What's
ruin
your name
everybody.
again? It doesn't
pull out his
matter
text.
what your name is.
And then he'd break down some like serious political issue in the most charismatic way that people would care about. He would start a revolution.
And I'm just going to go ahead and say it because we need representation for the common folk. It's got to be Rock Austin 2020.
Rock.
Oh man,
Austin.
that's
Fuck yeah.
makes me sad that I'm not American, so I can't vote for that.
And who the fuck could beat the shit out of our president and vice president then? Nobody.
Did you hear about because I read about this. The reason why
You're
politicians
We wouldn't have to
don't
go to
have
war.
beards.
He could just threaten people, be like, "I'll literally kick your ass, dude. I'll kick your ass if we don't change that policy."
Nobody would want to
And he
go to
wouldn't have-
war. They would just be like, "Oh, it's the fucking Rock. Give him what he wants."
And then if you fuck with the Rock, you got to deal with Austin.
Do you think there's been
Just
like
piss him off.
a fucking presidential gym in the White House that could keep up with the Rock's muscles? Do you think there's ever
No.
been?
There's no steroid test to be
Presidential
president,
gym.
by the way.
There's no steroid test to be
There's no
pres?
drug test to be president.
So why not just let Brock be his vice president?
Brock Lesnar?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think he's as good of a talker as Steve
He's not.
Austin
Yeah,
would be.
Steve Austin's a good talker.
Yeah. Could you imagine the vice presidential debate between Pence and Steve Austin?
Oh my god!
Think about that.
Oh man.
Bottom line, fact of the matter is, you're a stupid son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And then he would pour the beer down his throat.
Yo, you say what you
yeah.
want about
Give him
John.
the double middle finger.
You say what you want
gotta
about
have the
John
beer.
316.
Challenges him to a cage match and just have to watch him decline.
Because Pence is he's the religious party here. It's Austin 316 versus John 316 is a revival.
Anytime Pence is talking, you'd be like, "What?
What?
What?"
Yeah. Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
my
it was,
dream come true.
I was
want
reading about this, and since you guys are Americans, you can confirm if this is true or not. But why politicians don't have facial hair typically is to help appeal to the women vote. Because if you have more facial hair, statistically, women will assume you're less influenced in women's issues. Do you know this is a thing?
Really?
That surprised me.
I mean, we haven't had a president with facial hair since, the Taft Roosevelt type era.
I saw a picture recently.
I didn't realize
a
until I thought about
Photoshop
it.
picture of Trump where he was bald, but he had a beard and it was like silver
Yeah,
out.
that's-
It actually looked good as fuck. He looked
That's
better
the
that
thread
way.
that I read this on. And,
Now-
and someone
Yeah.
said that he's actually had treatment so that his beard won't grow.
I want to
Yeah.
take it back a little bit here because people are thinking that it's ridiculous that I would suggest that two professional wrestlers run as president and vice
Dude,
president.
idiocracy. President Camacho.
Well,
we're halfway
but
there.
hold on. This is Trump and Vince McMahon have already mixed wrestling and politics together.
Yeah.
Linda McMahon.
Isn't Trump in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Trump is in the WWE Hall of Fame. Trump had the second and third and fourth WrestleManias at the Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. And Vince McMahon's wife Linda tried to run for office in Connecticut. She lost twice. And then when Trump got elected, he gave Linda McMahon, who used to be the CEO of WWE, a job in his cabinet. And here's actually a photo of the McMahon family in the Oval Office with Trump, and one of the little girls up front is holding a picture of Donald Trump shaving Vince McMahon's head in a wrestling ring.
40% of the people in this picture have taken a Stone Cold Stunner, and that includes the president.
Not the kids, though.
Yeah, the kids aren't part of it.
All the boys are Shane's, and all the girls are Triple H and Stephanie's.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's how you know the superior genetics of Vince McMahon.
Yeah, Triple H isn't going to have any sons as wrestlers.
It's okay though. He's building the women's division up.
Oh, is that why he's doing it?
I mean, come on, dude.
Dude, you could almost trace that back to like the birth of the first one. They're like, fuck, man, we need to get the women up in here. Otherwise, we're going to have nothing.
Well, he probably held out because he probably had, by the third daughter, he was like, okay, we have to build a women's division. But you look at Donald Trump and you look at the fact that he's as wacky crazy as he is. Anybody can be the president now.
Someone said Trump's status and Trump's wrestling status doesn't mean dick. Oh, really? You don't think that's part of how he made a name for himself?
How about
in
this?
the entertainment industry?
How
going all the way back to the early 80s?
The Rock.
You have no idea what you're
The Rock
talking
has
about.
more political history than Donald Trump did before he ran for president. The Rock spoke at the fucking Republican National Convention in 2000.
He is a Republican. that's why I
found that really
surprised me that he's a Republican.
Yeah.
He's got money.
Yeah, they were like, he's not a politician. He has no political history. It's like, well, as soon as he's president for X amount of time, he's officially a politician. So
yeah,
there we go. It's not like this
that
huge
seal's been
qualification.
broken, dude. Trump broke the celebrity president seal. We're gonna start seeing more and more celebrity presidents.
Did you
I bet you.
guys?
Well, I mean, Ronald Reagan was celebrity president.
He was a B movie. That would be like if Steve Gutenberg was president, or
Wasn't
like
he in the
Donald
military
Trump.
though?
Donald Trump's not that different than Steve Gutenberg.
Dude, like
Steve Gutenberg is a Freemason
Ronald
lineage.
Reagan was a goofy, like comedy cowboy. He was not an A-lister. He was
Trump's not an A-lister.
Okay, true. But Trump had money too. Trump financed his own.
The CIA financed
people
Reagan
in the world at one point.
Yeah, he was like a celebrity outside of one medium.
Yeah,
you know, it's
that's
Trump.
the difference. That's the game changer.
Okay.
We're not just talking about like film. You know, like
Ronnie Riggs was a film star.
He was.
And this is back when, not everybody was a star. Donald Trump had the same level of fame that Paris Hilton did.
But no. It goes back further than that. And
he does have the time put in. I mean, you look at
different. It's different than Paris Hilton. I'm going to switch to a different subject here. Did you guys hear the story about how this woman ran out of gas somewhere at night, and this homeless vet gave her his last money to buy her gas? And then she ended up starting a GoFundMe for him, which I think raised more than $1 million for him.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
A shit ton of
It
money.
turns out that was all a scam.
Nice.
And here's
Yeah.
the police. I guess they ripped off the guy.
Yeah, they
And-
weren't going to give him all the money or something.
And he turned them in. So now they're all going to jail.
Did the guy
Fuck yeah.
give
Why
her
does
his
humanity
last gas? Did the guy actually give her his last money?
Let's see.
Good afternoon. My name is Scott Caffina. I am the Burlington County Prosecutor. Thank you for coming today. Before we begin, I'd like to thank the Florence Township Police Department and the Burlington County Prosecutor's Office Financial Crimes Unit and High-Tech Crimes Unit for their skilled and dedicated work conducting this investigation. On the evening of November 10, 2017, Mark D'Amico, the boyfriend of Caitlin McClure, took a photograph.
So what are all those fucking microphones there for? Because not
this
one of them was
sound
connected to the video.
I don't
Anyway,
think we're hearing that.
we don't
hearing
even-
some guy's camera, aren't we?
So apparently it was all a scam between all of them. That's
They
what happened.
conspired to do this.
There's
From the
another
beginning.
scam going on. Because there's a little boy back there in an officer's uniform.
I was just about to comment on that motherfucker.
Who scam?
What the hell is going on
Yeah,
there?
just take your son to work day.
I think that might be a girl.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure that's a lesbian, but like she does not fill out that suit at all.
No.
Whoa. I didn't mean to make that comment.
You misgendered
I
somebody.
retract.
Oh, listen. This is what we call a Seattle reflex.
Look, I'm very sorry. I thought that was Joseph Gordon-Levitt from this third season of Third Rock from the Sun. I didn't realize it was a grown woman who worked very hard to get to where she is.
Billy saw Third Rock from the Sun.
We're not sure yet.
The first time Billy saw Third Rock from the Sun, he was like, "Oh, she's cute. Who is she?
Who is she?" Hey, if Joseph Gordon-Levitt ever
you know what?
had sexual interest in me, he's got a pass.
I was digging around. I went to Billy's house. I was digging around in his room, and I found an old Hanson T-shirt. And he was like, "What? Those chicks were hot."
They were. You call it a T-shirt?
I'm too young to get the reference. I'm sorry.
That wasn't a T-shirt, Ben. That was a cum rag.
That's why it stuck to my hand.
Yeah.
Fuck. Here's Nancy Pelosi claim. What more can we say about this story, by the way, before we move on?
We could say this.
It's bullshit.
If you think this is the only Kickstarter or whatever GoFundMe that's scamming you,
yeah,
it's like
This
it's
is
a business
close.
now. It's people do this all the fucking time. It's sad.
So wait, was it planned by the woman and
All
her
of
family,
them.
or was it by everybody involved?
Everyone involved. And everyone involved is being prosecuted.
So if it was a scam, was the homeless guy involved? The homeless guy.
Yes, they were all involved.
So,
dude, I just fucking said they're all involved.
Yeah, but I need to break this down to make a point.
Okay,
if they
here we
were
go.
all involved, if they were all involved, the homeless man's the scumbag here for outing them.
Actually, that's a good point. Who outed them if they were involved?
If they were all involved, then he wasn't supposed to get all of it anyways. He was supposed to get a piece of it, and then he went and outed them, and now they're going to take all the money and charge them with falsifying.
They're all the scumbags.
Yeah, but the homeless guys, especially the scumbag, if he would have just shut up and took his percentage, they'd all be sitting
Maybe
pretty
he
right
grew
now.
a conscience.
Oh, I grew a conscience. No, he fucking wanted more money. He thought if he turned them in, he could keep all the cash to himself. And now he's a big dumb shit because they're all going to jail. Money's probably going to be refunded.
Next video, Nancy Pelosi claims she has overwhelming support to be the speaker once again.
I intend to win the speakership with Democratic
Look at her.
votes.
Yeah, she's like the fucking crypt keeper.
Yeah, I can never get over it. The second I see her, I just freak out for a second.
Support.
She's had a lot of
in
plastic
my
surgery.
caucus, to be Speaker
You can
of the
tell.
House. And certainly we have
Ooh.
many, many people in our caucus who could
Dude,
serve
what's with
in
the
this capacity.
the forehead?
I happen to think
the hairline. What's that?
I don't know
Michael
what.
Jackson had a similar thing going on.
Yeah, that used to be like the middle of her face, and they stretched it all the way up to her forehead. That's what happened.
that at this point I'm the best person for that.
What do you make
No.
of Marsha Fudge?
No, you're done. You were already the speaker. You know what? She was actually the first woman speaker. I'm not into identity politics, but whatever. You have that accolade. I mean, whatever. Time to give it up and give it to the younger generation.
Look.
Stop holding on to shit. Dude, think about this. It's been almost my entire life. Almost my entire life, the Clintons and Nancy Pelosi have been involved on the left. It's just done. It's time to get rid of them.
Nancy, your historic rise as speaker is great. You were the first woman speaker. Now it's time you be the next woman. Shut the fuck upper.
Shut the fuck up.
She sounds like Blue Iris from Howard Stern.
I love Howard Stern.
Me too. I'm a huge Howard Stern
We
fan.
are considering challenge.
Say to everybody, come on in, the water's warm.
Because you pissed in it. You and the Clintons have been pissing in the fucking political shallows.
Yeah, you're that kid that hangs out in the shallow end constantly, where the water, where the water's turning yellow and there's bubbles floating up to the surface all the time. Yeah, get rid of you.
I imagine being the kid that pooped in a swimming pool. That would just be.
Dude, that
the
reminds
shame.
me of one of my favorite scenes from a movie ever, Caddyshack, where the kid drops the Butterfinger chocolate bar into the swimming pool and they like evacuate the entire pool. And then Bill Murray walks up and picks it up and notices that it's a candy bar and starts eating it in front of everybody. I love that shit. What a great movie.
We should do that. We should just go swimming and drop candy bars.
There is a public pool in the neighborhood here.
I can eat.
Curious what you were suggesting then.
I can eat Quest bars. I'll have to drop a Quest bar in the water. That's
Caitlin,
keto.
Look, this is all pretty incredible. Let's start, though, with your breaking news about Mira.
It's always breaking news. Like, they have devalued what the term breaking news means on CNN. It doesn't mean anything other than the news anymore. And
do you guys like the world exclusive? World exclusive. Ever heard that one?
No.
World exclusive.
It happens a lot when games are released in conferences. They'll say world exclusive, and it's the most bizarre statement ever. You're saying Mars doesn't get this information, but Earth does.
And then also, the woman on the right, I don't want to be too picky, but what's up with the corners of her mouth? Curving upwards
She looks like the fucking Joker,
much.
dude.
That's a little bit of a she's dressed like the Joker too. She has the colors and the smile.
She's got the pink and the where it's like purplish pink and green.
I like this girl. I like this girl.
Yeah, she's been forced out of her job, but maybe not the administration tonight, Aaron. Sarah Sanders, after a whirlwind 24 hours about speculation about what Mira Ricardel was going
She's
to do.
like, you know what? I'm gonna beat him to it. I'm just gonna dress like the Joker.
Do you remember
shit they can say?
Do you remember on the news in the Tim Burton Batman? Love that Joker. You remember that shit?
I haven't watched the first Batman.
Dude, you see, that's what I'm saying.
What?
You are not a yeah.
I saw Batman
That's what I
Returns.
meant when
That's fucking nuts.
when he was trying to pull some bullshit.
I told you I didn't start watching cinema until 1991 with Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Batman was 2 years prior.
He's issued a statement
hold on.
saying that
So
she's
you have never seen Jack Nicholson's Joker in action?
No.
Have you never seen a film that came out before you started watching films?
Well, I mean, on accident. My dad made me watch Rocky Horror Picture Show and Clockwork Orange back to back one night when I was 12.
Oh, hey, at least you got them.
Yeah. And I watched 2001 A Space Odyssey on the flight back from Florida this week. So that was
It's a very slow-moving sci-fi movie,
Dude,
but it's great. I
Watch
mean,
the original Tim Burton Batman. That shit's good. Like, it's
actually,
so good.
me and Billy, I had already seen it, but for Billy's first time, we watched the original Dracula with Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we watched Super Mario
with the
Brothers.
soundtrack, because believe it or not, back then in the early 30s, movies didn't have soundtracks, so this soundtrack was added to it because they weren't good at mixing and stuff like that back then. So, you know, since talkies were a new thing at the time, they didn't have music in films that had voice in them, which was a new technology at the time. So.
going to continue to support the president, but as she departs the White House to transition with a new role.
I love this quote. Top aide will have new role after Melania Trump called for firing White House official. President Trump is pissed with nearly everyone.
Nearly everyone.
Yeah, he's pissed.
I wonder how many
pissed.
I wonder how many public fits Donald Trump has had in the White House that they've had to like cover up from the little kids that do the White House tours.
This is the first time I've ever heard, but maybe I could have forgotten, but it's like the first time I've ever heard that the first lady was like, "Get rid of that bitch now. I hate her," and they just fired her. That's what it says.
In the administration. Now, Aaron, there's been no word on what exactly that new role is going to be. Likely not the Department of Defense, because one reason she was under fire was because she's been privately making disparaging remarks about the Defense Secretary, James Mattis. But tonight, the White House isn't saying where it is she's going, but they aren't saying that she's fired either. Now, of course, Aaron, this comes as her boss, John Bolton, the National Security Advisor, is still 10,000 miles away in Singapore with the Vice President,
I got to admit,
Mike.
Joaquin Phoenix is looking a lot better than I thought he would as the Joker.
I bet you it's going to be
doing
really
good,
good.
yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix is a great actor.
All joking aside, I think he looks fucking great. I don't care what anyone says. I like that he looks Joker.
You know, man, I feel bad that I've forgotten his name now, but the one who played it in Suicide Squad.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto, that's it.
The guy that
I
Billy wants
thought when they were like, yeah, Jared Leto is a Joker, I was like, oh man, that can work. That can definitely work. And then it was like, oh, well. Have you heard the director came out in defense of his damaged tattoo on his head?
What was the
Like, it makes
defense?
sense.
Why can't he just own it and say it was dumb?
Yeah, I mean, and this is the thing. I'm willing to watch anybody try the Joker. Like, why not?
Yeah.
But man, like, I don't know what the hell's going on with Suicide Squad.
Well, Suicide Squad was an epic fuck up on every level. It was just there was nothing, and it's an Oscar-winning film. Like, how does that make sense?
It won an Oscar?
Makeup.
Yeah, it won an Academy Award. The Academy Award-winning film Suicide Squad. And the crazy thing is, I think the Suicide Squad sequel, they got James Gunn behind it, right?
I think he's saying he doesn't want Jared Leto to return for the sequel. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but that would be crazy.
I think he could be good. He just needs a good director.
He could be.
Yeah,
good.
He was not directed properly at all,
well,
or used or edited properly or anything.
Didn't he say that he was surprised at how much was cut from the film as well? Because
he said they could have made an entire Joker Harley movie with all the shit
They filmed a whole lot of stuff that was really toxic, and they removed it because they didn't want Joker to be a toxic man.
Oh god,
toxic masculinity.
There's behind the scenes footage of the Joker slapping the shit out of Harley in one scene,
Yeah.
and they took it out.
Like this maybe the movie was good at one point. And maybe they turned it into some stupid carbon copy, bad guy, save the world bullshit.
So slapping her is too much, but electrocuting her while she's tied down was totally okay.
Oh, that's kinky. Don't kink shame, dude.
Okay. Slapping is someone's kink.
Anybody who thinks that I like shitty movies and can't find the nuance between a shitty movie and a good movie, like, I just prefer some movies that are shitty. I think they're fun. Suicide Squad wasn't fun. It was just shitty.
You like The Room?
The Room? Yeah. I didn't see The Room until after I saw Disaster Artist twice, though.
Oh,
no, Samurai Cop is a way better terrible movie than The Room, and I'll say that till I die.
I watched Samurai Cop 2, right? The sequel?
I haven't seen the sequel yet.
I haven't seen the first one.
I've seen Birdemic.
I haven't seen Birdemic, no.
That is so bad.
I went with Adam from Your Movie Sucks to go see the Neil Breen movie that came out. That I hadn't seen any Neil Breen before that, and watching it was crazy. The entire theater was just erupting, and I'm like, this is so bad. This is so bad on every single level. It's so bad. Like, I don't know if Neil Breen. Have you seen the new one yet?
No, I haven't. I'm saving it for I don't know, friends and drinks, I suppose.
It's the only one I've seen, so I won't spoil anything because I don't know any of the other movies. But it was like there was one scene that I wanted to rip my own head off. It just didn't compute.
Funny though.
Was it
like,
funny?
You wanted to rip your head off in a good way?
Well, okay. It was funny. The audience participation was amazing. But there was one scene where it just logically made zero sense, and it was like he was writing himself into a situation to troll the audience, and then walked out of it without any sort of commitment to what he wrote. It was so weird. And like the whole time, everybody's questioning whether or not Neil Breen is in on it or if he's just like
I replayed this one. Happy 20th birthday tomorrow.
Yeah.
In 1 year, you'll get fucking wasted.
Happy birthday, my friend.
We get it earlier than that. But
yeah, I went to Canada recently, and because I'm only 20, so I went to Canada and bought my first bottle of legally purchased alcohol because it's only 19 there, and that was weird. I felt like I was doing something wrong the whole time.
It's 18 in some places in Canada too, but in Ontario,
yeah, maybe it was 18 and I'm wrong.
No.
It was Toronto.
Yeah, in Toronto it's 19. Yeah, I used to go there every summer. From like when I was 19 up until I was about 20. Yeah, every summer.
It's weird how like cultures everywhere will basically be like, you need to drink the second you reach the age. It's like you have to.
Yeah.
Even though like alcoholism is a serious problem everywhere, it's like no.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right.
I went to Canada to buy absinthe.
Yeah.
Oh wait, how was that? I've never had absinthe.
It was good. I think they have it in the States now, though. But
yeah, they do.
Before they had it in the States, I went all the way up there to buy it.
You guys ever tried Dan Aykroyd's vodka?
Yeah.
Oh, is it this Crystal Skull?
Head.
Crystal Skull? Or Crystal Head?
Yeah.
I haven't tried it, but it looks cute. You ever have Dom
wholesome.
DeLuise's
It's pretty good.
limoncello? I love celebrities' alcohol. Like, you know it's not going to be the best, but it's probably not going to be the worst.
We have a patron that we're going to bring on for this next segment, but before we do, I want to mention to everyone, we have a link to our Amazon storefront down below, and now we've just added some new things. I wanted to mention there's a few different deals you can get as a fan of DP. Actually, there's one link that we have here where you can visit. You might qualify. Certain people that have, based on their income, can qualify for a discount up to 50% on Amazon Prime. So you can go there to apply for that. Or you can get a 30-day free trial of Amazon Prime. We also have a 30-day free trial of Twitch Prime. And then a 30-day free trial of audible.com. And it used to be one free audiobook, but if you sign up for Audible now, you get 2 free audiobooks. We also have recommended ebooks and then our studio equipment section. So check that out down below. It supports the show buying stuff you would normally buy anyway.
Amazon Prime is so worth it.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have basically Netflix. They have iTunes or Spotify. Like they have the music library, everything involved with it. They send you everything for free, like 1 day shipping.
Yeah, so we have 2 links. We have I guess certain people that make under a certain amount of money a year can qualify for up to 50% off, and people can sign up for that using our link down below too. And just anybody else, they can sign up for a 30-day free trial. We have that too for Amazon Prime.
And if you have Amazon Prime, you can go to Whole Foods and get special discounts.
I've been watching
you can afford
this
to shop at Whole Foods.
I've been watching this show on Amazon Prime. It's called The Romanovs.
The Romanovs?
Yeah, and each episode is like movie length. It's like an hour and a half long. And it's each one tells a story about someone who is alive in present day, who's a descendant of the Romanovs, the last royal family of Russia.
Yeah.
Before the communists came and took over everything.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then I guess eventually these episodes are supposed to tie together, but each one is a totally separate story. Now they're starting to fit together, now that I'm watching them.
They also have a show on Amazon Prime called Man in the High Castle. It's
yeah.
It's Philip K. Dick, I believe. And it's based on if Germany and Japan had won World War II. It's about 20 years afterwards. I think it's like 60s or 70s maybe. And it's just how the world, America is basically split in 2 halves. The East Coast is controlled by Germany and the West Coast is controlled by Japan. It's really an interesting series.
It's crazy how much we've got coming out on Amazon and Netflix and whatever else. Like so many shows and films.
Netflix has put so much money into creating content. Like they put billions in, right? Like,
yeah, there's a lot of people who are saying like Netflix are just swimming in money, and then other people are like, no, they're close to bankruptcy. I don't actually know what the truth is because
I think it's because they invest it all, right? Like the money they're investing is huge, and it could break them if they have like a slip up in subscriber base. But now they have to kind of do this because they are losing all the Disney content that they had. Disney's starting their own rival service, so they have to become the content creators.
They have Stranger Things did really well. Do you know about like with House of Cards was one of the very like sort of first really well doing TV shows, and now Kevin Spacey was the protagonist, and obviously after everything that's happened, they unceremoniously killed him in a trailer.
In a trailer?
Yeah, it's a trailer of his wife standing over his grave and saying, "Well, I'm gonna do shit now."
Yeah. Interesting.
He's probably had a bigger fall of grace than I think I've ever seen for an actor / producer in Hollywood. Like,
and I mean, wow. I mean, he's not as bad as Bill Cosby, right? I mean,
well, yeah. It's I guess it's about public perception with that sort of thing. It's insane, though. It really is. Because I don't know about how do you guys feel about this, but when you watch like a film with somebody who's done something like that again after does it like change your experience with it or?
Not
always. I can't watch the Cosby Show now. It's weird.
I've watched like Roman Polanski films, and we've known about that forever.
Yeah,
Like, I watched this show, and I'm on it. So,
did you guys ever see American Beauty?
Oh yeah, that was a huge movie when I was in my early 20s.
Yeah, like I think it's a really good film, but it does sort of affect the context considering he kind of his midlife crisis is started up by an infatuation with a younger adult. It's like,
well, it's not an adult. It's his daughter, his high school age daughter's friend. So
I can't remember how old they are in the film. Is it like 16?
I think she's like 17. I don't know.
But yeah, you know what I mean, though. It's like you think about what's happened in real life, and you're like, oh man, like that kind of changes the context here a little bit, if you allow it to get to you, sort of thing.
I mean, it's bad, but it's not like when I watch a TV show, I watch wrestling, and Chris Benoit is on a lot of clips of wrestling, and I don't watch Chris Benoit's wrestling match like, oh, this guy killed his kid and wife, and that's way worse than like Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, no,
but it doesn't.
I still think American Beauty is a great film. It's just, I don't know, it's just in the back of my head, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I just kind of assume everybody is a piece of shit in Hollywood, and we're only figuring out about the ones that had deals with Netflix because they're still allowing Bryan Singer to work in this industry.
We also have our patron guest on here with us.
Nice.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Yep. What's up? What? How do we refer to you, fuzzy camera person?
Yeah, I'm not really using a camera right now, but anyway, yeah, I'm Dobrespec. I'm just starting my YouTube channel and stuff, but basically my background is I come from a world that is parallel to, but ahead of this one. So when Evan LeFevre has talked about going back in time, that's how that works. So in this world, the morals of the right and left are, getting more aggressive. In my world, they've already kind of ruined the world. So I was infused with Evanist nanotechnology and sent here to basically stop them from wrecking this world.
What can we do to stop them?
And you requested to be on during the Crazy People segment.
Yep. I also wanted to be on episode 496 because 496 is a perfect number, which the last time you've had a perfect number episode was 4.5 years ago.
Holy shit. What's a perfect number? Explain that to me.
They have a lot of unusual properties. The most simple, distinct property they have is all of their divisors, except for them, add up to them. So, like, the last one was 28. So that's, and then before that was 6. So, for example, 1 + 2 + 3 is 6. Those all, yeah. And this is probably the last time that will ever happen, given that the next perfect number is 8,128.
I don't know. We've been doing a lot of bonus shows lately.
Hey, I'm happy to be on the perfect number show. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
All right, so we're moving right into it then with our man, the myth, the legend,
Von Helden.
Oh no.
What can we do to stop Von Helden from ruining our world?
All right, everyone, this is your full screen warning. If you want to watch this properly, you must put your screen into full screen now.
Warning.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Oh,
I'm speeding it up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You've been warned.
And I have to speed up Von Helden because he's so slow.
Trump is once again under attack.
Oh my god, I've been traumatized enough by this guy on Underhaven. Dear God.
Saying that the California forestry is to blame for the deaths and all the devastation, if you will. And of course, the liberal media was quick to pounce on Donald Trump, saying, "How dare you, attack those innocent firefighters that are doing their job?" And it's not their fault that this fire is raging like mad all across California. And how dare you, Mr. Trump, insinuate that these firefighters aren't doing their job?
Hold on. It is, you know what? It is almost never the firefighters' fault. Okay?
Well, think about it this way: would they be firefighters if fire was their fault?
I don't
Absolutely.
deal in absolutes, so I know somewhere in history there's been a firefighter that's like started a fire for personal interest, but almost never the 99.99% of the time. Yes, we
They
don't
benefit
blame
from fire, Ben.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How convenient, right?
Job security.
Blah, 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 blah. So we're going to find out whether Mr. Trump is right or not.
Let's get into it.
Because, I mean, if Trump is wrong, then he owes all these firefighters an apology. But if Trump is right, then the media owes Trump an apology for attacking him falsely. So let's find out which one is which, shall we?
Here comes the catchphrase.
Without further ado, let's get into it.
Oh, jeez.
All right, folks. We are at the American Thinker.
Glad he got
This
his
is not
drink
a
in.
satire website. It is not a conspiracy website.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, I mean, if
we're
he
going to
says
scroll.
so.
Hold on. This is from January 18th.
Down the page
Okay.
here just a little bit, because we want to get to the good shit. Read it with me, class. According to the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, CAL FIRE, shrubs and live and dead vegetation are the most important factor in forest fires, being an easily ignitable fuel source that helps spread the flames quickly over vast distances. For a dry and warm state prone to fires, regular clearing measures removing this vegetation should be common sense. However, California has enacted several laws that heavily restrict such vital fire-preventing measures as logging, removal of dead trees, and clearing of dry underbrush. During a congressional hearing in May, California Congressman Tom McClintock blasted environmentalists for having fervently opposed such measures since the early 1970s. Instead, they have been advocating that forests be left to their own devices, despite the fact that thousands of years of history, pardon me,
Pardon me, shit my pants.
shows that forests need to be appropriately maintained in order to reap all of their benefits and reduce the risk of fires. This understanding of the environment has too often been trampled by politics in California. When a 230... Okay, I'm about to run out of room here.
Can I just
213.
What's with this cursor and what website is this?
That's a sorcerer's cursor.
Is this just old people stuff?
Yeah. Well, this is like a bullshit conspiracy.
213 environmental impact report advocates
You're a wizard, Von Helton.
the benefits of large-scale vegetation management in San Diego County.
Yeah, 213.
Activists violently rejected its
That's what he
conclusion.
said.
As in the decades before, concerns over wildlife and environmental impacts were ultimately more important than the safety of fellow citizens, with the result that brush and dead vegetation were allowed to accumulate unimpeded for more than 40 years. 40 years. Ironically, 2013 also saw a range of massive wildfires across California that were exacerbated by the U.S. Forestry Service failing to follow through on crucial tree thinning projects. The same happened immediately before the recent devastating fires, with U.S. Forest Service once again neglecting to clear brush in the woods around Los Angeles as originally planned. Okay. All right, so who is at fault? Was Trump correct that the Forestry Service and bad legislation was at fault? Yes, he was. Mr. Trump once again was absolutely correct in calling out the California Forestry Service for not clearing away underbrush and other timber that would ignite and cause a forest fire. Mr. Trump was 100%.
No, it has to do with a dry climate.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he originally said something along the lines of, like, should we blame the firemen? This isn't to do with them, right?
No. Well, he's saying, like, not just the firefighters, but also, like, the Forestry Service. The thing is that we just have, it's just a dry climate. We had it up here. We're not going to get it this time of year here because this is the wet season, but during the summer, it's very dry here, and people just tossing cigarettes out their car windows will start these huge brush fires that have to be put out. And we were surrounded by several different types of forest fires, both natural and man-made, all around us, to where our smoke condition, it smelled like people were barbecuing 24/7 all around us.
It was really bad.
Yeah, it was really dark and cloudy every day. Usually the summers here are nice and clear and sunny, but
I had no idea that Washington got dry in the summer. I always thought it was kind of wet and damp.
I'll tell you what. About 2/3 of Washington is desert.
Yeah,
and we live.
Wow.
And we live on the other side of the mountains, up against the ocean. So most of the year we get rain, but then during the summer when it dries up here, the mountains don't keep the moisture in because we get no rain, and then it becomes really dry. Like all the grass turns brown from like July.
Because that's the deal, right? Like it goes up in flames really quickly because it's dry.
Yes.
And so he's saying that they didn't collect enough of the, like, let's just say, debris of dried and dead forestry that started a fire. But I feel like it's pretty impossible to collect 100%, you know?
I mean, maybe it's impossible, but if there's stuff being left there because of legislation, then that sucks, right? I don't know.
Yeah, you were talking about that air pollution. It gets like that here in Utah pretty much just every year.
It's dry there too. Very dry.
Oh, yeah. Especially like where I live in a canyon where there's like these displays for like how much of a fire risk there is, and it stayed at that red for a long time this summer. And then in the January, typically the smog is terrible. Like earlier this year, it was late last year that I had to. The visibility was like terrible. You could barely see very far ahead of you. So I had to wear a gas mask just to walk outside in that.
Yeah,
does the gas mask come from the future?
Yes, yeah.
Or is that...
there were people here wearing gas masks too. They said that in July they said our air quality was as bad as Beijing, China. Here.
Holy fuck.
Yep. Oh,
There's no way, dude.
Wait, is that connected to the whole forest fire stuff? Like
we were
smoke and smog, or is it...
we were completely surrounded by forest fires. We had fires to the south of us in Oregon. We had fires in like east of us in Washington, and then we had fires to the north of us in British Columbia, Canada. So like no matter which direction the wind blew, except for blowing, actually almost every direction we would get smoke.
Any way the wind blows,
it was true.
Doesn't really matter.
It's really like, it's because we don't get them in Britain really, but it's just terrifying to think about that a whole forest goes up in flames just from like a match.
You want to hear something else? We
Sure,
live near one of the world's most dangerous volcanoes.
Oh, Yellowstone?
No, Mount Rainier.
Mount Rainier. The last time it erupted was over 100 years ago, and hardly anybody lived here. Now there's like 10 million people living in the area. And
they're saying it's not if, but when.
Yes.
That son of a bitch will blow up.
Yeah, like, I'll show you a picture that kind of puts it into perspective. It's really weird to see it.
The bitch is going to crack a toe, dude.
The Yellowstone one, though, that's one that'll, like,
well, they're saying
have an effect on the world, right?
Well, that's like an underground super volcano. That's like, I mean, that's a totally different story, and there's no knowing when that'll erupt. This would be a local issue.
Yellowstone would fuck most of the country.
Yeah. So, like, here's the city of Seattle, downtown, and then that mountain in the upper right-hand corner. That's Mount Rainier. And
holy fuck! Oh wow, huge, dude.
Yeah.
So, you gonna move?
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably start running when it explodes.
Dude, there was like,
run, dude.
They had
volcanology.
They had the air show. They have the air show every summer, but the one year the Blue Angels flew right over my house and woke me up, and it was so loud it sounded like an explosion. And I thought one of two things. I was like, oh shit, Rainier's erupting, or oh shit, Kim Jong-un fucking launched a missile at us. It was that loud when I woke up.
You have a lot of faith in Kim Jong-un.
He was shooting rockets like farther than ever when that shit happened.
He shot one over Japan at one point.
Yeah, but that's not...
If it does erupt, guys, just promise me you'll call an Uber, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll take you right out of there.
Fuck no, surging prices are going to be terrible.
The traffic is bad already, so like the traffic when that shit blows its top is going to be so fucking terrible, dude.
I think if it erupts, I'm just going to get butt naked and like start rubbing mud all over my body and then walking around post-apocalyptic style.
There's already volcanoes in this exact same mountain chain that erupt like every few years. Like
Mount St. Helens blew up in the 80s, and ash from that made it all the way to Japan.
It wasn't just the 80s, though. I mean, Mount St. Helens has erupted several times since the 80s. That was the big one.
But when the 80s is when the ash went all the way to Japan.
Well, and then Japan
Who made this planet? They did a shit job.
Japan had their earthquake and had nuclear meltdowns, and we got radioactive material.
Yeah.
So
that's actually not quite true. With the radioactive material, Thunderfoot actually has a few videos on this about how he was debunking someone who was saying this radiation was found in California beaches. Like that's something else I want to do, is because there are a lot of misconceptions about things like nuclear power. Really, I'm a huge supporter of nuclear power. I think we need it. It's the best form of power out there. Here's an interesting stat.
I think it's better than fossil fuels for sure.
A lot better.
I don't know if that's bullshit or not, though.
It's actually safer than any other form of power. More people die from solar power.
What about solar freaking
How do you die
roadways,
from solar
dude?
power?
What about
falling off a roof?
What about what about hydroelectric or like wind? Like people get chopped up by wind turbines or something.
Have you seen the videos of those turbines going haywire and exploding and shit? It's crazy.
It's definitely
Someone's installed
safer
in
than
like
white
solar
power.
panels, they fall off the roof, and then political like interests say like solar power killed this man.
Solar
The thing is also about like with solar and wind, the amount of energy that's available is considerably smaller, and it only works under certain conditions. Whereas nuclear, you get far more energy than fossil fuel.
I mean,
and you can.
You're gonna get way more solar power in the Southwest than you would in the Northeast of the United States, right?
Yeah.
Way more sunny days per year.
Why can't we bring back windmills?
They're everywhere. Drive through Kansas.
Why can't we have them here?
Because there's too many mountains and it's not.
You guys
You
have
need
a
flat
volcano.
land.
Damn it.
Drive through Nebraska. Drive through Kansas. Well, I mean, I see them other places like in California. I've driven all through California.
Can we make rain mills? Like where the rain powers the windmill?
Rain mill. All right, I'm playing the next video.
What? I'm a genius.
Howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So tonight we're going to talk about red flag gun seizures. Seems timely considering we just had somebody get killed in one. So if you don't know what one of these things is, it's where local cops say, hey, this person's a threat. We need to take their guns. They get a court order and they temporarily seize them. Okay, this makes sense.
A British flag.
The idea is sound. Okay, the execution isn't. The idea is sound.
You know what? I've always wondered, why aren't the Welsh represented on the Union Jack?
Why aren't the Welsh represented anywhere?
Well,
Wait, are you aware that I'm Welsh? How did you figure that out?
No, yeah, you said a few things that were kind of like not totally English sounding.
You know, I appreciate that, Ben. The fact you can spot that, that's pretty good. Because my accent is usually considered English, but I'm very Welsh. Good shot. Assuming that you did, by the way.
Do you live in Wales?
I live in Wales my whole life, but my accent's changed because I did a lot of voice acting, and I've gotten like so many English jobs that it turned my voice completely.
So
my accent doesn't exist. Like, I don't know. Most people say I'm faking it, but it's just a result of me having played so many different voices that I don't have my original accent anymore.
Can you speak the Welsh language like fluently?
Oh no, but I can pronounce words in the English language that make it sound like it's literally fantasy language,
so how
like Elven
long
or some
before
shit.
it's a dead language? 200 years? 100 years?
Well, I'm one of the people who's like, I'm very pragmatic when it comes to language. If you told me that the entire world had to conform to Japanese, I'd be like, yeah, as long as we get to communicate better. But like my culture, if you will, is very like obsessed with not letting Welsh die, and so they force teach it in schools, and it was the most boring lessons ever.
I don't think it should die though. I feel
no, I don't think it should die, but if it does, because
Think about
nobody's using it
this.
because it's not.
Think about this. And this is kind of a weird example, but it's very strange. The Navajo Native American language is one of the least spoken languages in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And during World War II, we created a code in Navajo language that couldn't have possibly have been figured out by the other side, and transmitted secret data that way. It was almost uncrackable.
What was that called?
The last. There were code talkers. The very last code talker died recently.
Oh, really?
Like this year.
I mean, that's like a good pragmatic reason as well, but that probably wouldn't work these days considering Google Translate even could figure out.
Is Navajo in Google Translate?
There's no.
Oh, I'm saying Welsh would be, but I don't know about Navajo.
I wonder if World War III would be sending messages through emojis.
Welsh is insane. Like, there's a word in Welsh called sponken, and when they were teaching us that in the class, we couldn't just stop laughing because it's the most ridiculous thing ever. I think it means spelunking, but the Welsh version is sponken. I'd have to confirm that because I'm not very good with Welsh.
Cave exploring.
Spelunking is cave exploring, yeah.
That's
Anal
the reason I want
spelunking.
to talk about it, because it is a good
All right, this guy. Back
theory,
to this guy.
But the way it's being executed makes it a bad idea, and it
Can you
doesn't
slow
take
him
much
down?
to fix it. So, the way it's currently happening is cops say this person is a threat. They've made these Facebook posts. We think they're going to be a mass shooter. They go to a judge. They get a rubber stamp, and then they go take his guns. Okay, it doesn't matter how you feel about guns. As the law currently stands in the United States, it's an individual right. It's supposed to be an inalienable right. For them to be able to take it even temporarily without due process is scary. That's not a good thing. Okay, now let's go to the tactical implementation of it, how it's happening. In this case, where the guy got killed, cop showed up at 5 a.m. Man, that sounds familiar. Sneaking up on your opposition early in the morning when they're disoriented, not thinking clearly. Yeah, it's a good tactic. In combat, when the idea is to sneak in and kill them. If you're wanting to have a civil conversation, and I give these cops credit, the two that showed up, from what I understand, they just knocked on the door, they didn't kick it in. If you're wanting to have a civil conversation, perhaps that's not the best time. This is something that's happened a lot lately. The cops are mimicking military tactics, and they don't understand why they're used. That tactic is used in the military because people are disoriented. They're not thinking clearly. It gives you an edge when you go in to kill them. Now, if if you want to have a civil conversation, especially with somebody who you believe is predisposed to violence, do you really want to have it when they're not thinking clearly and they're disoriented? Perhaps a little agitated because you drug them out of bed at 5 a.m.? Doesn't make a lot of sense. This is happening a lot, and it needs to stop. You know, cops are picking up these tactics, and they're using them in a police setting when they're not designed to be. And they're getting these toys from DOD. They get the toy and they don't get the training. It's why you got babies getting maimed by concussion grenades.
This guy, I don't think he should be on Crazy People.
Can you sum up his argument? Because I've had a little bit much to drink.
I don't think
at
he's
this
gotten
point.
to the point yet.
Okay, well, so far he's saying that the police are utilizing military tactics to break into people's houses at 5 a.m. to confront them, where they should be not using these tactics that are there to get the advantage on a disoriented opponent, because the police aren't here to, I guess, murder these people. They're here to serve and protect, not to assault.
They're breaking in to have a conversation?
Well, yeah,
He was saying they were identifying people as potential threats who have guns, and they were showing up to their houses early in the morning to seize their weapons.
5 a.m. to seize their weapons, and it's a military tactic, he's saying, to get somebody in the very early morning when they're not fully aware, they're disoriented because they just woke up, and they're basically ambushing them. And this is a military
disagreeing with the practice.
If you're going to take someone's guns by force, preferably do it at a time where they get to be, awake.
Yeah.
Well, especially if they're going to be agitated and they have the guns. I don't know. Like, they probably didn't wait till 5 a.m. to start Waco, did they?
That was the first line of instruction for that.
Well, they were there around the clock, but you think they just showed up at 5 a.m.? If they would have showed up at 5 a.m. for Waco, you think they would have got them disoriented and taken the guns? Like,
I was going to say, by the way, it's just a weird back thought about Ben mentioning it, but have you guys seen the Welsh flag? Like,
Yeah,
I'm not doing
I have
this
it
as a
hanging
sense
on
of
my wall.
I'm not doing it as a sense of pride or even like vanity, but I don't know that there's a better flag on Earth than the Welsh flag.
Really?
Like how you hear how he says Earth like that? That's like, yeah.
Say Earth again.
Earth.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
You know what? I could learn a lot from this because I don't know what my Welsh tics are in terms of pronunciation. So, but I can put on my Welsh accent. I can start talking like a full-on Welshman if I wanted to. But I sort of lost it as my I got older and started doing different voice acting jobs because most people can't even understand what the fuck you say when you start speaking in a Welsh accent.
Sounds vaguely Irish. Yeah, I'm gonna confess something. I don't
they're
even
all
know where.
They're all Celts. So Wales, Scotland, and Ireland is all they're all related. If you go
that
far
makes
back
more
enough.
sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what a Welsh person. I don't know where you would be from. I guess now I do.
Wales is connected to England.
Okay.
Like it's
We're a principality.
Yeah. It's
We should be a country.
it's on the
We have a
western
dragon.
part.
Damn it.
We have a dragon. Washington state flag has got George Washington.
They
on
don't
it.
know how to use it.
Murderous
They
Freemason.
get the toy, they don't get the
It's pretty
training.
badass.
Personally, I don't think they should
One of
have
the
either,
worst flags.
but that's
You
a
don't like
subject
it?
for
You
another
don't like
video.
I don't like it either.
So that's one way, that it gets implemented. It gets executed. The cops go in and they knock on the door. That's great. In some cases, they kick the door in. Now, put yourself in the shoes of the guy who's getting his guns taken. You've committed no crime. You have no reasonable expectation for the police to be kicking in your door. Who do you think it is? You don't think, oh, it's the cops. You think it's an intruder. How do you respond? It's going to lead to more dead bodies. Okay.
That's a fair
All right, like I don't even know. Like sometimes I hear some of the shit this guy says, and I agree with it. So I don't even know if he should even be in this segment.
I don't think he's crazy.
Yeah, nothing
That's
he
actually what
said
Billy
so
said.
far comes off as crazy.
Yeah, I don't know
people
why
to
this is being sent to me. I guess I should review it better. I'm moving on to the next one. Oh shit, that's the video.
Goodbye,
or the
good
photo.
thinking
Hey,
redneck
volcano.
buddy.
Here's oh shit.
Holy
Okay,
shit!
okay, now we're in the right place.
Oh my goodness.
Good evening. So
This is the guy that
I
pissed
saw
in the
this
sink,
the other
right?
day in the supermarket before I did a cider video, and it was in
Look at that shoulder hair.
the Japanese. What do you call that big scandalous Walton's, the one that owns all the big supermarkets?
Oh no, he's British.
In America. But I saw this the other day, and it's from Nika.
Oh, hold on. Who?
What?
Hold on. What?
What did you say?
What did he say?
Wait, hold on this pause. Hold on this pause real quick. He had his little eye peeking out from behind that bottle, staring right into our soul.
Hold on. What
The
did he
one that
say?
owns all the big supermarkets in
By the way, he's talking about Walmart.
America.
Hold on. Who is this?
Saw this the other day, and it's from Nika.
Okay, I don't think I'm following correctly.
What's happening?
I don't think I'm hearing you right. Could you repeat that one more time, sir?
How very insensitive.
I really am not a fan of this cringe rap.
What? Hold on.
Okay. But I saw this the other day, and it's from Nika.
He says it like he's disappointed to say it. He's like, well, I've got no choice.
It's
Which is a Japanese company, and
It
it's
is?
about 5%.
Oh, I see it.
Nika, okay.
Nika. You see it on the bottle up at the top?
What are you saying, nickel?
He's saying Nika.
Nikka. Nika.
Probably Nika, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think it's nickel.
I'm currently learning Japanese, so
What's-
it's Nika.
Billy.
Yeah.
Good lord.
What's the name of this? What the company? What's it called?
I think it was pronounced Nika.
No.
Nikia.
Mika.
There's no. Hold on. You said Nikia. That would require a second I.
Nikaka.
Made from there were two types. One was a dry cider, one was a sweet cider, and I got the dry. I had one last night, and I decided to get another. I think it's. I don't know. This
What is happening?
took me a long time to drink it, and it tastes good. It's like I said, it's 5%.
Is he all wasted?
I'm trying to figure out
I think so.
what
This is the guy that pissed in the sink, right?
amount is in the bottle. But anyway, I recommend it.
Mountains in the
So
bottle.
it's on sale at Apita.
I've
or
caught
you
about
can
half
just
of
check
what
out
this dude is saying.
Why is he like
Nika
staring
Cider.
longingly?
What's it called again? Hold on.
It's called.
Hang on.
Hold on.
Is this a review? Like, is he
Yeah.
reviewing?
Nika Cider. Hold on.
Or you can just check out the name there, Nika Cider Dry, and it's it's for
Cider
750
Dry.
yen. It's quite a big bottle. It's a bit more expensive
I
than
mean,
wine, but I
if the
enjoy this
Nika's
more than
inside her
wine
dry, maybe they should use
because
some
wine
lube.
600 to 800 yen.
It is quite a big bottle.
It's all right, like, but
Nika
the thing
bottle.
is with this, I couldn't think of anything to eat with it. Whereas if you got wine, you got cheesy things, you got pizza, you got sandwiches.
What?
But if you drink cider, you don't really drink.
I
you
love
don't really
this
eat food with cider, do you?
fucking sink pissing, fucking cider drinking, dwarven elder weirdo.
He's concerned that he can't eat anything with his review of this cider.
White trash British Santa. I love him.
Why even
Probably 'cause
wear a
it's
shirt when you have
sweet.
a sweater grown into your
Sweet, but it's
skin?
got apples in it, even though it's
That's
dry
true.
and sweet, if you know what I mean.
Wow, he's taking it. Whoa, he drank almost the
I
whole
thought-
glass in one go there.
That's a champion
What the-
right
Oh, Vic
there.
got in his beard, I think.
I would
This guy's dick looks like a Thor's
put it in
hammer.
a champagne glass. It's probably better for the bubbles.
Boobles.
So there you have it. So if you like cider, you're in Japan. I think
He looks wasted. Do you see how much of that bottle
Yes.
was already gone?
Look
Yeah.
at
What
the
happened?
vacancy in his eyes.
He's
dude.
lit.
What happened?
He's got to get lit
in
so he
his
has
life?
enough fuel to piss in the sink.
I
Like
mentioned
an elderly English man reviewing Japanese cider. I don't understand. How do we
Nika
get?
cider.
I'll take his advice. If I'm ever in Japan and I need some cider, I'll make sure to look for Nika.
Thank you, Nika.
That's not how you
I'll
say
go
it.
around
in the
asking.
video
for it by
maybe I
name.
tried the cider
Make mine
at the
Nika.
Hub pub, and it's nicer than that. So it's a little bit stronger. It's a little bit tastier.
Oi,
The one
what
at
would
the
you
Hub
like to
tastes a bit
drink
flat,
tonight? Nika,
because
please.
It's served from a barrel.
It's a
and
bit
maybe
nicer than your pub, you know. It's a bit, it's a bit
Not
better
so
than
much,
that. I'll give you that. You say it's
so much
nice as
cold
well.
for it,
That's
so it
pretty
ends
useful.
up going flat. So so like I said, I do recommend this
Dude,
one.
I got you
prefer
guys
this one.
confused for a second. Like you were talking, and I was looking at him. For
He's
like, what
got
we were saying.
such a stereotypical accent of an Englishman. Like
I'm starting to get drunk. I'm sorry. So
No, that's all right.
I got confused.
And by the
That's
way,
a good
you
thing.
lied. You're actually over 21, and that's why you're drunk.
Yeah,
Be
I'm
my
totally
stable. I don't know. But anyway, so if you've got any advice for things I can eat with cider, dry cider, I might try the sweet cider tomorrow. But if
Oh,
you've got any
he
advice what I
might.
can
He left his options open.
eat with this, I am all ears, as they say in the trade. So there you have it.
Oh
Cider
my
at
God.
750 yen.
All right. Here's another British guy. This is hilarious.
he's not even going to translate that to English or American money. He's just going to say it's 1,500 yen.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Check out this next guy. He's mad because he was following some hot chick on Instagram and she blocked him.
Classic.
Oh yeah, that really turns me on. Oh yes, it really does.
Ding
oh,
a
yeah,
dong.
ding dong. Way, that's what you did last night, eh, pretty?
Hey, pretty.
You shut your
no.
naked body off. Ooh, I really had a good hard on there enough. Oh yeah, really had a good hard on as well. Really did. Yes. Yeah.
Can I just apologize on behalf of my island? I didn't mean for this to happen.
What the fuck is happening
Anyway,
with this guy's
pretty,
head?
please, unblock me on Instagram, pretty, please.
She was 1,000% right to block you, dude.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a good choice.
I love your glamour work that you do, pretty, and your sister Priya as well. You're both gorgeous glamour models. I'm a big fan of yours, pretty, I really am. So please unblock me. I never say things about you on Instagram. I'm not like that. I'm not a racist. I'm not a perv. I never.
Oh, you're not a perv.
I'll tell you what, buddy.
Yeah, if he says it, he seems trustworthy. I'm going to put it out there.
That's promising if you start a dialogue with, I'm not a racist.
I mean,
I am not a pervert. I'm not a racist.
saying I'm not a racist followed by I'm not a perv, I don't know if he's a racist, but I know he's a perv.
Yes, that's what I was just going
I
to say.
know he's a fucking perv. So I'm starting to think he's also a racist.
was like that. So who's ever putting words into my mouth on social media, please stop. It isn't fair. I can't be treated like that. No one treats me
Oh my
really
God.
bad on Instagram. It isn't fair on me. I've got a learning
I think he
disability and
got
I
the
can't be
shirt,
treated
like,
like
the
that.
I got a
Can we
disability,
not
and I
just make a
can't
new
be
account?
treated like that. He's got a disability, so he's okay for him to go around saying he wants to fuck cam girls in the ass and then not get blocked. Oh, I got disability. If I want to tell you I fuck
Yeah,
you in
I
the
love
ass,
his
I need to
energy.
fuck you because I'm tarded. Fuck you. Somebody put this guy to
Just
sleep.
make a new account. Why couldn't you make a new account?
You can't. It's not fair. So whoever's doing it, stop. Or otherwise, I would tell the cop. I would get that person into trouble and all that by saying things about them instead. See how they like it. It's not fair to be getting picked on like that all the bleeding time. I'm fed up with it. I'm really fed up with it. Keep getting picked on. So what I might do, I might come on social media for a while until this all stops. It isn't fair. Those people should never be picking on Pretty. I'm not. I never pick on Pretty. She's a lovely, gorgeous glamour model.
Save some pussy for everyone else.
He grabs his cock. Did you see that?
He constantly grabs his little piece.
Because I've got pictures of her in my bedroom. I really have. Yes. And whoever's saying things have got to stop pretending to be me and saying things I never even said. I never was. They are not my words. Pretty, they're not my words, baby. They're not my words.
Okay,
I love
now
you,
he's like,
Pretty.
I've seen it.
Hope you love me too, Pretty.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love you, Pretty.
All right. Well, see, this guy, you know, I feel bad for him. Like, he has to go through the inconvenience of addressing all his neighbors whenever he moves into a new place. And that's
think he can
really,
hold down a
really
job?
unfortunate. I don't. I feel like he would hit on all the female coworkers and get fired very quickly.
Didn't he get a girlfriend at one point who was
I
like
don't know.
equally autistic?
I don't know.
I thought he had a girlfriend at one point that he like met online that was like from the short bus as well. They hooked up on the back of the short bus.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
We got Teddy Rubskin up in the chat.
All right.
Shit, what do we have now?
Like, you guys have worked retail, right? Like, just if you were with that guy.
How do you like me now?
It's been my dream to sit in on a Cringe rap segment.
I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you, Marshall, to keep me sane here. Like,
Dude, this is going to be just as painful for me. I want you to know
I think
that.
it will be. I think it will be. So maybe I can share. Maybe we can lean on each other for this segment.
Okay, let's do it.
Alcohol makes it easier.
A square equals C squared. That's it up and damn it's true. A square equals C squared. That's it up and damn it's true. A square equals C squared. That's it up and damn it's true. A square equals C squared. That's it up and damn it's
What? What's wrong?
This poor kid.
Is it at least accurate? Is that how it works? I don't know.
Probably. This is probably a school project, I would guess.
Dude, I feel bad because I feel like in his head he thinks this is going to be like, he has this picture of what the video is
At
going to
least
look like.
the
He's like,
other
yeah, it'll be
two
okay.
have their faces covered.
Yeah, they get to remain anonymous.
What? Could it be that this is a school project? In which case, he
it
might
is.
actually
This
get
is-
the
yeah.
A.
This is a.
I used to have a teacher named, I won't say his name, but he did the same shit. He would make us do these lessons, but we had to rap the lesson.
You know
It was
what's
the
even more
worst
embarrassing?
fucking thing ever.
You know what's even more embarrassing? That there's a fucking
What?
student in an American school dressed like a Japanese schoolgirl. I'm sorry. That's fucking
What, you-
pathetic.
you
You, should
wouldn't-
be ashamed of yourself.
You wouldn't rather wear
You
that?
live in America, you fucking
I thought we
disgusting
didn't
weeb.
kink shame on this show.
Yeah,
Fuck
we
that.
haven't seen her face. Maybe they're not in
don't
America.
care.
Yeah.
Maybe,
They are. They're in America.
They use the Pythagorean theorem in Japan.
This kid is not Japanese.
This kid's wearing a Thrasher t-shirt.
They have maths in
She's
Japan.
not even the worst dressed in the camera. Oh God! Oh God! I'm loving Mildish Gambino here. Oh, that cut.
A, B, C. You're looking for the C. This is where you can find me.
They found a girl with fucking stained up sweatpants and a knee brace.
And a knee brace, that poor girl.
Are you sides
That
with
poor
an
girl.
A, B, C? You're looking for the C. This is where you can find me. Nigga, are you sides with an A, B, C?
Oh, I thought he said something else at first.
You're looking for the C. This is where you can find me. Nigga, are you sides with an A, B, C? You're looking for the C. This is where you can find me. A squared plus B squared.
Oh my God.
That was a
Bad
really
cut.
awkward transition.
The worst
That did not
cut.
work.
But they tried.
I will say this is not the worst math rap. Like, teacher math rap is far worse.
Well, this isn't. I like how someone was like, "She's not even dressed like a Japanese schoolgirl." Yeah, I know. Fuck you.
Actually,
fucking
This isn't even that
piece of shit.
cringy. I just feel bad for the kid.
Diagram damage
Yeah.
use. A squared plus B squared equals
I feel
C
like you were
squared.
supposed to do
That's
this.
the diagram damage use. A squared plus B squared equals C
Dude, he's
squared.
gonna look back on this one day and be like, "What the fuck was I doing? Like, why did I do this?"
I mean, they couldn't even remove the watermark for the fucking education trial of Wii video. Like, everything about this is the editing.
They got the watermark. Yeah,
They got the watermark on. They got the damn
education trial.
Like, everything should be cringy, right? The one problem is I feel bad for this fucking kid. I don't think he understands what he's doing. He's gonna grow up one day and be like,
I
"Why
think
did I do
doing this for a
this?"
grade. That's why it's less cringy.
You know.
Yeah, man. You guys thick bitches in the back.
How to square it so easy you can do it anyway.
Whoa.
She used to put diagram them. You didn't know how to square it so easy you could do it anyway.
Oh yeah, I love how it's
Oh,
painful.
no.
I love how I like how it happens, and he feels. Dude, look how long this is.
Holy shit!
This is almost 5 minutes long.
No fucking way.
Oh, I feel so bad for him.
Oh, face reveal!
Oh yeah.
Equals C squared.
Yeah.
That's
What? Behind the scenes
What?
bloopers.
Okay, this is gold.
See, she is Asian. Wait, that's someone else.
As long as there was one Asian account.
Oh my god.
He's having too much fun with this.
Why put this on the internet?
Honestly,
Sorry,
dude.
kid.
I feel bad for this kid. I would feel worse for this kid than I would if there was a video of a kid shitting himself at school.
What about his name? The rapper is Femi?
Femi Shokumbi?
What?
Yeah.
Femi Shokumbi on the track. He wasn't even really rapping, he was chanting. This
There
was
wasn't many
cringe
lyrics
chant.
either. It was sort of just like
Yeah.
Oh,
same thing.
dude.
Again, it feels like a teacher wrote it. To be honest,
It only gets better too.
Epic rap battles of SCIE and CEE.
Cellular respiration.
No.
Photosynthesis. So my name is cellular respiration.
Photosynthesis.
I be using
bitch.
sugar, oxygen to yield them carbon dioxide, water, and ATP. I can even break down glucose to provide the self-energy. What can you do about photosynthesis?
Oh, seems like you're trying to make fun of me, huh? Well, I'm about to hit you with a yeah, I use carbon dioxide and water as well as sunlight to make that glucose and oxygen for the atmosphere.
Okay, this is
Boy,
far
what the heck
worse.
can you think
This is very
you
much
do, huh?
worse. This feels like these guys thought this was cool.
Thoughts?
I'm feeling physical pain in my chest already. This isn't even like a mental thing. Like, I actually feel a physical sensation of pain from watching this.
Why don't they have that friend who says, "Guys, don't do this. Do something else"?
Because they don't have friends. They don't
These
have
are the
friends.
Have at least one friend.
This is the whole crowd here.
This is
these
the
two people.
science club. They stay after school to learn about Bunsen burners.
Well, looks like things are heating up, eh? Looks like I need to
A.
show you a little show about
Canadian
everything that I
confirmed.
know. At least I don't need sunlight, eh? Because I be in living organisms, okay? I take place in the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. Both plants and animals can perform me well.
It's
So
still
better
not
write
as
down
bad
the
as when teachers do it, but this is sad. This is just sad. These poor kids, like I look at this and I'm like, I kind of hope these kids get picked on. Just because it's going to deliver some self-awareness. Like they like I don't want to sound like an advocate for bullying. But I don't feel like
Bully
I'd be
these kids.
I don't feel like I'd be where I am today if somebody didn't point out all my fucking
You were
problems.
a bully.
I was. I became
there
a
is an
bully.
element to being shamed that allows you to understand what you're doing is shameful.
Not
I
even
suppose.
being shamed, just being told, like, you know, like, hey, when I got picked on as a little kid and they called me Curly Sue instead of making fat jokes about me because I had curly hair, that broke my heart because I was used to having fat jokes called on me. But then, you know,
Come on, guys. Why don't you want to talk about how fat I am?
you want to talk about my belly?
I like the curly hair.
Why are
though.
you
That's-
picking on my
you know,
curls?
They should be hurt, those children.
But
wait, I don't advocate for just children hurting. No,
I heard that. I heard him do it.
True.
Nope.
See what you have to say,
But I feel like it may be a better person in a quicker amount of time because I had to conquer that adversary.
You bring some good points, but I'll bring better. Well, you always need to use food. Well, with just sunlight, water, I've always said.
Oh my
Instead of
God.
mitochondria, I take place in chloroplast of the cell. Because of this, all living
I need to
organisms
just
are-
quit rap right now.
I mean, maybe we could learn something if we really do listen to those lyrics. Something about living organisms are able to get energy. Did you guys know that? I don't know.
I didn't know that until now.
There you go.
Just way away. Because without me, all.
All right, how about I'm sorry. I'm gonna play the next one instead.
Yo,
more
BHS.
Okay.
Let's kick it.
Oh,
no.
She started with the
Bismarck
Vanilla
High
Ice
School.
intro, dude.
Bismarck High School.
North
All right,
Dakota.
stop. Bismarck High and listen. Welcome back, yo. I need your attention. Welcome to the greatest high school where you learn a lot and the teachers are cool. Will you ever sleep? Yo, heck no. Turn off the
I hate when they do
Let's
this.
go.
I hate when they
To the
just
crew,
start
write
like
the notes like an
rapping
expert. Light up
on
our
top
brains
of a
so much
beat, and it's like they didn't care if it was in sync with the beat at all. They're just rapping, and there happens to be a beat there. It's
Well,
just not related at all.
It's not
First things first. I'm your waitress.
I know, right? This isn't as bad as Cheesecake Factory, but it's the same cut from the same cloth.
I'm so
It is.
cheesecake. Tell me that's a classic, dude.
It is.
It's not that they're not paying attention to the beat, like that they're ignoring the beat. It's they don't know it's there. They think they're on beat.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They rapped and then they just found a beat afterwards and then laid it under it.
Well, but they don't know the difference, right? They're not capable of understanding. It's like
Why are there so many people who've done this?
Because
Why?
this is Bismarck,
Why
North
does somebody
Dakota.
think this is a good idea.
I've never seen so many people in one shot that always want to speak to the manager.
Yeah. The only thing to come out of Bismarck worthwhile is the fucking donut.
It's gotta hurt, learn, and don't forget to be nice. Find good friends and hear their advice. Study, do stuff on time.
Do stuff on time. Do stuff on time, not do work on time. I feel like as a teacher, using stuff in place of any other viable fucking word is a fail. Like
I think that was a good message, by the way. Anything less than your best ain't fine. Are you saying everyone should be 100% all the time to the point of getting a fucking heart attack?
Yeah, that's a common thing that we hear here. Definitely.
You should give your best all the time.
Do you give your best all the time? No.
All the time.
Duh.
You're never allowed to relax.
Well, that's the thing. My best is when I am relaxing.
Oh, wow.
Feels
Anything
good, man.
less than your best ain't fine. Love it or learn to. You better jump in. You better hit bullseye to school.
She's doing Ice Baby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That the intro, I believe she got called out for Ice Ice Baby intro, and then every line has just been a drizzling shit version of Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
This is Vanilla
If there was a
Latte.
problem, admin will solve it. Now join some clubs you can really involve it. Go to class now. I said to go to sports games. And keep those grades up.
No. Wait,
All right,
are these
VHS.
teachers that made this then?
I think so.
Yeah.
Gotta get out of here.
Well, these are the teachers.
Word to
Yeah.
your teachers. Peace.
Word to your teachers.
Teach us.
I'm sorry, man.
Teach us. Teach
That's
us.
the fellow kids
I like
thing,
it when
that
they
is
say it that way.
classic fellow
Sounds like
kids.
they're from
I've
the
never seen
hood.
so many C-sections in one
Teach
shot.
us. Right, Billy? Is that how we say it right? Teach us? You like that? How we say it that way?
I don't like it.
Word to your mother,
I'm with,
boy.
I'm with
Are they
my
aware that when they
teachers,
do this,
I'm
it puts,
drinking Nikas.
like it does the opposite of the intended effect? They're like, let's associate with them.
Yep,
And
it
it's
is. That's exactly the truth. And are you crying?
Because, like, even as bad as Cheesecake Factory is compared to that, I got to give Cheesecake Girl more respect. And her song was way worse than this, but I give her more fucking respect. That's how sad
So you were
this
right
is.
about
Her
it.
song was worse.
Progressively getting worse, by the way.
Cheesecake was worse than this. But that girl tried some things. These teachers just farted around a Vanilla Ice beat poorly. And put on some stereotypical fucking glasses and accessories. and hip-hopped around in Bismarck, North Dakota. Bismarck High. Ugh.
I was watching rapping on MTV. I tell you, it all sounded the same to me. Song after song, same old beat. But I went on over and I took a seat.
Oh, you gotta like him because he's fatting around. You give him 5 points because he's fatting around.
I'm just waiting for the cringe to come in. That's all.
I can do
Dude,
that.
he's got a license plate around his neck. He's a legend.
She said, give it a whirl. MC Hammer, Heavy D, DJ, whatever, mean nothing to me. Look out, world, I'm about to explode.
Yeah, you can't even pretend to like this shit.
He's using like the same flow that the gorgeous ladies of wrestling used in their.
We're the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. Yeah.
Oh, man. So I because of that, I have a small little place in my heart for this fat piece of shit.
Oh, damn it.
This fat piece of shit. Oh my God.
So it's better lyrics, better camera work, better editing.
Yeah.
Like, it is better.
This guy is Biggie. This guy is not.
Not saying it's good, but it's better.
This guy's not really cringe, right? He's terrible. He's not worth watching, but I'm not cringing as much.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm finding some enjoyment in this. Like there's something
After the
about
other
it that
shit,
I like this guy.
This is way. I mean, you've been conditioned at this point.
He's got the classic
maybe that's
80s backup singers too.
Yeah,
he's
got some twos and
some production value here.
This is like the straight up template for 1980s. I shouldn't be rapping, but I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. It actually helps it that it's like 4x3 and so like shittily done that, like implying this from a time where they thought this was cool. You're like, oh, okay. But when it's done like 2 years ago, you're like, oh, you guys knew. You guys knew.
My name is Gerald, and I'm here to say, like that.
Tag a friend to get this stuck in their heads. That's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Whoa! Look at that.
Oh, sexy, dude.
Look at this backup singers. This is
I happen
like
to love that license plate now.
this is like early '90s shit.
You know what? I'm sorry I ever doubted Pimp Monk's rapping career. He's doing this.
Yes, I can.
To tell you,
Hey, don't make fun of me because I got punched in the throat.
I'm a regular guy. About this rapping, I ain't gonna lie. There's some ugly dudes on my TV doing this stuff and making money. If they can do it, work can wait. Me and MTV have us a date. So look out, D. And Hammer 2.
I would bet $200 this guy manages a Denny's.
What the hell just happened? How'd this turn into
What's wrong with managing a Denny's?
How did it stop and turn into the fucking Ring?
I don't know.
Here and there. But hell, I ain't no Fred Astaire. So look out, D. Hammer 2, Fat Daddy White Lord might waddle over you. And where am I gonna get a costume my size?
Is that-
checked out these hips and thighs?
Is that Harvey
Like I
Whippleman?
could buy off the rack.
Kinda look like
Get
him.
some material to cover this back.
Wonder if this guy's alive.
Make her beat just fine. Good. There's another
There's no
worry
way.
off my mind. Now look out, D. And Hammer 2.
When would you guess this
Fat
was
Daddy
made?
White Lord is ready.
This is like
This
80s.
has to be in the 80s,
I think it's
maybe
89.
early 90s.
I think
Yeah,
it's
I would guess
89.
early 90s just because of that girl's clothes right there.
All right, it's getting bad again.
It's the Dumb Baby. Let's go, let's go. It's the Dumb Baby. And it starts
This is the
with
point where I leave class.
0 plus 0 equals 0. Oh,
I feel like I've been in this class.
1 equals 2.
I'd be making fart noises while she's doing this.
Equals 4.
I would just be playing Game Boy, let's be honest.
3 equals 6. 4 plus 4 equals 8. That's great.
Oh, God.
5 plus 5.
These kids have no backbone for sitting through this.
6 plus
Well, they're forced to be there.
He's like, I'm gonna relate to
That's
these kids.
swell.
I'm gonna teach them a rap music.
That's clean. 8 plus 8 equals 60, my queen. 9 plus
Oh,
9
no.
equals 18, jelly bean. 10 plus 10 equals 20. That's plenty!
No,
No, it's not. Don't
I
lie to your
fucking
audience.
hate you.
Teacher shit. Oh, dude, you love the teacher shit the best.
Hold up. This girl about to go hard. Yeah, this girl about to go hard. There's no way she's using this beat not about to go hard.
Why are there so many of these though? Why?
She looks like a librarian.
I bet you she just straight up rips it.
Yeah, dude.
My hopes are so high right now.
Stat enter in the calculator is key.
to solve and solve problems that you will see. Like putting numbers in a row, it even helps you solve for slope, stack, enter, stack, enter.
When I tell you,
If you
you're
see
fired.
mean absolute
You just face
deviation,
palm too
you can
much.
solve it with no hesitation. Stack, enter, stack, enter, stack, enter. Don't be like those haters.
Shut the fuck up!
To use your calculator.
Don't be like those haters, Billy.
Yeah, Billy, you hater.
This episode has been full of great Billy reactions.
I can almost guarantee that Billy is one of those haters.
Oh, guarantee, yeah. I'm gonna download Tinder, swipe until I find her, meet up with her, and then challenge her to a rap
American
battle.
Psycho, is that what we're looking at?
People are saying to speed it up.
Speed,
Oh my take her out to a really nice dinner and not pay for it.
Learn to use your
I'm
calculator.
not even gonna call her that.
Oh, you want me to do it over again?
Yeah, and the speed up. That was actually hard. Yo, dumb bitch on the track.
I hope she was paid for this.
2018, y'all. What?
Stat enter in the calculator is key to solve and solve problems that you will see. Like putting numbers in a row, it even helps you solve for slope.
It actually
Stat,
sounds
enter,
better.
Stat,
Does sound better.
enter.
It's still a
If you
little
see
off,
mean
but-
absolute deviation, you can solve it with no hesitation.
I'm not able to
Stat,
actually listen
enter,
to the lyrics
stat,
because they're so
enter,
fast.
stat,
They sound like they
enter.
could be good.
Don't be like those haters. Learn to use your calculator. Don't be like those haters. Learn
Okay, now
to use
no.
your calculator.
Okay, we should
At
try
this
this from
speed-
now on. Whenever there's a cringe rap, try to speed it up and see if it sounds any
At
better.
this speed, I'm gonna
though.
take her audio and make a fucking hit song out
If
of
you
this.
take bad shit and speed it up, it can get better. I agree.
Sure.
I agree.
That is true.
I said, do you really want to know what cool is?
Fuck.
All right, you want to tell him? Yeah, we'll tell him together. Hey, turn on that music, guys.
Wait, no, this is the same
My name
one.
is Danny, and I'm here to say when it comes to drugs, just stay away. Don't be a loser, and don't be a jerk when you play and when you work. I'm Danny.
Nope.
He's Danny.
God damn it.
Danny. If you want to be smart, you gotta have a clear head. Drugs will make you crazy. They can even make you dead. If you're drug free, you can do whatever you dream. So come
Nope.
on and join the Danny team.
Doesn't
I'm Danny.
work.
He's Danny. I'm Danny. Some can say drugs make you feel all right. If you like
Yeah,
feeling
this
sick and
is
thrown up all night.
1890s
Some can say
Doesn't work, Ben. Doesn't work.
I wasn't sure until the dead. Hell yeah.
Look at the squares shirt though of different colors. That's just so 90s.
Okay, what is your prediction for the exact year of this?
92, 93.
I want to guess late 80s actually. That's kinda what I
I was gonna go like 89, 88.
I would say
No.
early 90s.
Yeah,
myself.
early 90s.
Yeah,
I can tell by the fashion.
Yeah, I think the
The champion, like, branded sweater type shit. Yeah.
Can we find out? Is this possible?
I don't know.
Yeah, somebody
How
do the
fucking sides go with
footwork
this?
for us.
Yeah,
and
thanks.
Is it worth finding out?
Somebody find out. Oh, it's Depressed Skeleton in the patron chat says, unlike Billy, Danny is a sweet boy.
Oh,
that's bullshit.
burn!
That's bullshit.
You know what? I found out that Thursdays are like our worst days for getting towards the goal. Like
Thursday, worst day?
Yeah, because even Saturday, I mean, like
I thought it was just the perfect number.
Well, you know
What's
what?
that
You know
about
what?
that?
Next Thursday, canceled. Everybody,
No.
everybody, next Thursday, just go have dinner with your family.
Oh
We
yeah,
won't
yeah,
be
yeah.
here.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yo, that's not too bad.
We're making that day up.
Yeah. Ben was like, "Do you want to do a Thanksgiving episode?" I'm like, "I can't. I have to go."
I was gonna make a big ass turkey, dude.
I know. I have to go with my family though. They're making me eat food. They're getting a smoked turkey from a barbecue restaurant where they smoke the turkey and then give it to you. And it's like it's already made. We're gonna have prime rib. We're gonna have all types of bomb ass food.
Yeah, I decided that, since I'm just gonna do the Thanksgiving thing, I'm just gonna go to Fogo and have Thanksgiving.
That's not a bad call.
Yeah.
Fogo's bomb.
Because they're making turkey on Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Last Thanksgiving, Joe was living with me, and he had to work, so I couldn't invite him to my nana's.
It's the best holiday ever. Like,
It's
I feel
good,
bad
yeah.
for the countries that don't celebrate it. Canadians celebrate it on Columbus Day for some reason. But, yeah, it's still the same thing.
We went to an
Gluttony
all-you-can-eat
fest.
buffet for Thanksgiving for lunch.
People are saying 83, 82. You guys are way off. Obviously, you were not alive in the 80s.
Well, unless they actually have like information on it. I'm curious. Who is this
everybody's
guy?
typing in different numbers. They're just trolling.
This was obviously filmed in the early 90s.
I think it's early 90s, yeah.
Yeah. Even the haircuts.
I could
you
believe
tell.
late 80s. I could believe it.
I could believe late 80s. Like if someone told me it was 89, I'm like, oh, okay. But I think this looks like Saved by the Bell type of production and clothes.
And like this like rap style, this is like post MC Hammer.
I hate that this is called a rap style. I hate this.
You know what I mean though, right?
I know what you mean. I hate it.
It does sound a little better sped up, which does make me wonder, how does cheesecake sound sped up?
No!
Yes, let's do it right
Best
fucking now.
patron
Wasn't he
ever.
supposed to be gone
No, he's still
after
here.
the crazy
Yep, let's
segment?
go.
Why?
Hold on.
Why?
Did you ever watch Yo MTV Raps when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Do you remember Cool Mo D?
Yeah.
Man, that shit was badass.
I used to buy the Yo MTV Raps collectible cards.
Ed Lover and the
Doc-
original
other
Dr. Dre.
Yeah, Fat Dr. Dre. Fatting around.
Wait, what are we
Dr.
looking?
Dre.
What are we looking at in birth years here? Because unfortunately, I'm 93, so I'm well ahead of you
83.
guys. I think probably.
Yeah.
Okay, someone gave another 9/11.
They said, I know World Trade Center mode is done, but here's some money. Thank you, Philip Ford. One if by land to... They're just counting backwards from 100. It's just... They keep dropping a year in the patron chat.
Those fucks.
It's a countdown. It's the final countdown. Trolls.
I think I think we've helped We're So Cheesecake have like a revival.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I'm about to download it here and we're gonna see how it sounds sped up.
Do we still have access to her? Was she?
What do you mean to her?
Wasn't she gonna come on the
That
show one
sounds
time?
fucked up how you said it.
No, wasn't she gonna come on the show one time or something? Like somebody was in
Hi,
talks
welcome
with.
to the Cheesecake Factory. How are you guys doing today?
Can we get some waters, please?
First thing first, I'm your waitress. I'm smart and got my bachelor's degree. But I'm still in the restaurant business. Guess I'm a doctor.
It's
Giving
so
lessons in
bad.
academics.
Doesn't
Should I
even
know if
sense.
they're shooting in this? Drop it off and check back just like this. Slice of Adam, slice of Craig, slice of Chris. Slip resistant doesn't mean they ain't still slipping. Taking all the orders right. Because
no.
we bringing
So
86
fucking
back.
bad.
Bringing food in. Where my drinks at? Martini spilling.
I partially
Taste
assumed this
that.
is
We're
actually a
so
product she
fancy.
wanted.
See our tasting clothes. We're the best cheesecake.
From LA to Buffalo.
I'm not
who
gonna lie,
knows?
this does make me want cheesecake. I'm actually hungry for some cheesecake right now.
Anything makes me want cheesecake. It's not irrelevant of this.
We're
I
going
can't-
home early because it's going to snow. Oh.
Oh no.
No.
I can't have
'Cause it's in
cheesecake.
Buffalo. You get that?
I got that. I can't have cheesecake, but when I went to Cheesecake Factory with Onision, this song was like blaring in my head, and I had to order salmon with broccoli.
Salmon.
Yeah, salmon with broccoli, and I was sitting there eating this bullshit, and everybody else having like nice
Sitting
food.
there.
And this song was playing in my head. I was like, this is literally the worst experience I think of my adult life.
That's because Onision was there.
I felt so defeated.
Cheesecake is so bad, even speeding it up can't help it.
I think
Wow,
blowing it up might help.
We've met 75% of our goal.
75.
Let's see what we've got here.
So let's do some rap theory at the moment. So Danny was a rapper before Billy. Danny is a sweet boy, so Billy stole his gimmick. Fuck you, patron chat.
I agree.
Just because you have a pipeline chat line doesn't mean you can say bullshit.
I like where the patron chat
Theories.
is going. You know, for a
I
little
like
while,
it.
the
Yeah,
patron chat.
I see some credence there. This
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
He's
there's
Danny.
journalistic integrity to the Patreon chat.
I would rather listen to Cheesecake Factory than Danny, I think.
Ooh.
But Cheesecake Factory is definitely worse. No, I don't know, man. It's so hard trying to quantify the worst cringe rap.
What about that scat rap? I don't remember what episode it was from, but that was possibly worse than Cheesecake.
I don't remember which one it is.
This is how I know I spent too much time on the internet. When you said scat rap, I thought of like shit. Like
Me
scat
too,
porn.
right?
Well, it was the
Is
guy
that not what he's talking about?
examining like animal waste and identifying the animals, something like that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like scat. Like I'm the scat man.
I'm the
Like,
scat man. Skibidi-bidi-bo-ba-da-bo. Yeah. The scat man.
All right, then.
Are you the scat man, Billy?
I am the I
man.
hate this fucking segment, man.
Do you think the cat man is concerned that he's very close to being the scat man?
From LA to Buffalo.
From LA to
so
Buffalo.
sweaty.
Cause I'm on Expo.
Cause I'm on Expo. Want to go home cause it's about to snow.
Cause it bout to.
Because it's about to snow.
Damn.
It's not good enough. You need to go faster. That'll make it better.
This song is shit,
Okay.
and even Linda
Guess that, do you
Cationi knows.
only take credit. Our guests from around, they all think that we're whack and ask where's Penny, and we say who is that? Donate peanut butter September 1st, you're wanted. Better get it in on time, or donate money, that's fine. And so we're going to give so much that we're the cheesecake that shines. Buffalo is in the slice, get back and make headlines. Can't worry about no bad, just gotta keep that smile.
Is euthanasia, is it considered murder if euthanasia is forced on people?
You know, it was kind of funny when we had Boogie on and we showed this to him. He was kind of like, "That girl's kind of hot."
Yeah.
Remember when he said that?
Yeah.
Boogie was about to go take a little trip to Buffalo, have a piece
I'm
of
not
the
gonna lie.
cheesecake.
The reason I told you to speed it up is because it would end faster. I disguised it as a joke.
I know, right? The only benefit of speeding up this song is that it will be over quicker. Slowing this song down, I'd probably just rip my eyes out.
Okay, please don't do that. I'm actually asking you not to slow that down.
Do not. Do or do not.
I feel like torture is incoming.
I think we're going to end the show and we're going to go into the post show in a little bit here.
We're all stars now. Here on the post show.
And we'll see you guys
That
on
was good.
Saturday for the bonus show. And maybe we'll
Tomorrow.
meet the goal then.
Patron only, Boney, baby. And then we have a bonus show Saturday, live tomorrow, Patron on Friday.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
get your patrons in.
Yes.
Come see us tomorrow because we're going to have a little bit of a war room meeting.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then Sunday, we're going to have our Thanksgiving edition substitute episode so I can eat dinner with my family. And that's life. We're here. We're here in your fucking screen every day for the next 4 days if you become a patron. And if not, 3 out of the 4 days. Come enjoy the fact that we're thankful for not having to do a show Thanksgiving night.
Good night.
Hey, Cringe Rap!
You love it.
In the beginning, there was nothing, and then there was the Drunken Peasants podcast. Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants. On the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants.